And a good afternoon, evening, if you will. A windy day here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as we get ready for baseball on the NCAA Live Channel. Eric Granstrom with you as we get ready for the Wenatchee Applesox and the Portland Pickles. Last half of the season is upon us, and boy, the run for the playoffs is an every-night ordeal for Wenatchee as they come in second place in the second half standings. Victoria's in front. Now, Victoria won the first half of the North Division of the West Coast League, so they're already in the playoffs. The Applesox, if they find themselves in second, that means they'll have to have a good overall record among the rest of the North Division in order to get into the postseason. We'll talk more about that coming up. Also on the pregame show, we'll talk with head coach Kyle Crustangel coming up and get a sense of how the boys are doing as we return home from a trip to Walla Walla over the last 3 days. And also we'll meet with Ryan Altenberger, who had quite an experience. He was the player of the week for the West Coast League, also in the West Coast League All-Star Game and the Home Run Derby. That's all coming up here on the pregame shows. We're live here for baseball tonight on the NCAA Live Channel. It's the Portland Pickles and your Wenatchee Applesox. We'll have more right after this.
The following is a special presentation of NCAA Live Channel Sports. Today, the Wenatchee Applesox host the Portland Pickles in West Coast League Summer Collegiate Baseball. Our broadcast is brought to you by these fine sponsors: the Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Auto Mocha, Biosports Physical Therapy, Color FX, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, One Way Construction, and The Windmill. Now, let's go live to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium with NCAA Live Channel Sports Director Eric Granstrom.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
The pregame show continues here on the NCAA Live Channel as we get ready for the Pickles and the Applesox. And now talk with Ryan Altenberger, who's not in the lineup tonight, but a guy out of Morton, Illinois. How in the world did you end up in Wenatchee, Washington this summer?
It was kind of my school coach's decision, I guess. He asked me kind of where I would want to go, gave me a couple options, and then never been to the West Coast, so thought I would give it a shot, and it's been pretty fun to this day.
What did you know anything about the West Coast League prior to coming? I mean, you know, I'm sure you probably hadn't heard of Wenatchee, Washington before now.
Yeah, no, I had nothing. I knew nothing really about any of this, but I went through a summer league and going into my freshman year as a senior in high school, so I just kind of knew it would be what it would be like, I guess, and it's been fun. So.
What's your impressions of Wenatchee? I don't know how it compares with your hometown in Morton, but I'm sure different environment. The mountains are probably a little different as far as the Cascades are concerned.
Yeah, I mean, where I live, it's just all flat ground, a lot of corn, a lot of farm area, and it's kind of neat to get out here, see that you're surrounded by mountains. If you just look around, and you can kind of tell it's a lot different. But yeah, it's pretty cool, kind of similar. It's kind of small town feels, I guess.
Kind of an ag-based community, maybe. Talk about your summer so far. What were your goals coming in? And man, you sure have impressed. I mean, you get Moss Adams Player of the Week and an All-Star game and a home run contest all at the same time.
Yeah, I kind of came in right before I got here. I met with my hitting coach, and we kind of changed a couple things, stance-wise, approach-wise, and I felt like that's kind of helped me to this point. And so I've just kind of stuck with it, and it's paid off, I guess.
It seems from the outside that even though you guys come from all different places of the country, pretty good chemistry here so far as we round out the season.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time together. I mean, we're at the ballpark probably 8 hours a day all together, and we've gotten to know each other really well. I know a lot of guys are going to leave here pretty soon, got to get back to school and stuff, but I mean, we've made connections where we'll probably keep in touch throughout our lives, so it's pretty cool.
What do you hope to do with your education, and what's the future for you?
I'm majoring in sports management, so I kind of changed last year. I was majoring in accounting, and it was pretty difficult, so I decided to change, and so we'll see. So we'll see where it takes me from here, I guess.
Going to see you as a general manager of a team someday?
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead. I mean, my ultimate goal is to play professional baseball somewhere. So I hope that works out. If not, I mean, you always got your school and your education to fall back onto.
Well, you had a lot of eyes at you down in Bend for that All-Star game, and still plenty of baseball left to be played here this summer. Thanks for taking the time, and best of luck for the rest of it, no matter what happens.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ryan Altenberger joining us here at the pregame show. We'll come back and get you ready with the starting lineups coming up next on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Welcome back once again here to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as we get ready for the Pickles and the Applesox here on the NCW Life Channel. As we welcome you back in, we kind of got things out of order there with our interview with Ryan Altenberger, but that's okay. We'll talk to Kyle Crustangel coming up here in just a little bit. Let's get a recap of what happened last night. First of all, for the Wenatchee Applesox, Wenatchee had a 4-run fourth inning to come back and beat Walla Walla 5-3 last night at Burleski Stadium, trailing 3-1 heading into the 8th. Wenatchee loaded the bases with 2 outs for Hunter Montgomery. Sweets made a pitching change, and Montgomery singled in 2 runs to tie the game at 3. Then Cody Darcy untied it with a 2-run single to make it 5-3. Landon Shire worked the final 2 innings of scoreless relief for his 6th save of the season. Also in the West Coast League last night, as we look at the Les Schwab scoreboard, Ty Schindell's home run led a 4-run fourth inning for Victoria, and the Harbor Cats went on for a 7-3 win over Ridgefield. Parker Bramlett and Chase Meadroth led the way for Victoria with 3 hits apiece. Blake Tritch and Matt Volsky combined on a 1-hit shutout of Yakima Valley as Kelowna won 2-0. Tritch went 7 innings, allowing 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and 4 walks to improve to 2-2 on the season. John Jensen, John Andorfer, and Kyle Manzardo each hit home runs in Portland's 5-1 win over Corvallis. Casey Hunt went 5 innings on the mound for the victory, allowing 1 run on 3 hits with 5 strikeouts. Cowlett scored 2 runs in the 8th and 2 in the 9th, but their comeback bid fell short, falling to the Everett Merchants in a non-league game, 5-4 the final in that one. Jacob Childers was 2 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBIs for the Black Bears, and Alexander Marco was 2 for 4 with a 2-run home run and 4 RBIs to lead Port Angeles to a 14-10 win over the Redmond Dukes. Baxter Halligan was also 3 for 3 with 3 runs and 3 RBIs for the Lefties in the non-league win. Well, let's take a look at the current standings of the West Coast League North Division. Victoria leads the second half standings at 10-5. Wenatchee's a game back at 9-6. Port Angeles is 2 games back at 6-6. Turning to the South Division, Corvallis is 9-2, already in the playoffs after winning the first half. Cowlitz is a game and a half back at 8-4, tied with Portland. Ridgefield is 5-7. 4.5 games out of first place. Now, looking ahead to the playoffs, if the team that wins the first half also wins the second half, such as the case in the North right now, where Victoria is in front, Wenatchee's in second, the team of the remaining teams of the division with the best overall record for the full season will win the second half. So if Victoria holds on to win the second half as well, then it goes to the second team in the North Division looking at the overall record. Wenatchee 21-21 on the season, while Bellingham is 19-19. Yakima Valley and Port Angeles are 3 games back of the Applesox in that scenario. So every game is a playoff game. Now the schedule around the West Coast League tonight, all games start at 6:35. Richfield at Yakima Valley, Walla Walla at Cowlitz, Port Angeles at Bellingham, and Corvallis is at Bend to take on the Elks. That's a look at what's happening around the West Coast League. We'll take a break and come back as our pregame show continues here from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Up next, we'll talk with the head coach, Kyle Crustangel, as we continues here on the NCW Life Channel, your TV home for Applesox baseball.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frapita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha Frapitas.
A peach Red Bull.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Visiting with Kyle Crustangel, the head coach for the Wenatchee Applesox. Get a big win against Walla Walla. That's a pretty good team down there.
It is, a team very similar to us. It seems like in 3 years, every time we play them, it's like a 1 or 2 run game. And I feel like the first 2 games were, 1 play away, 1 swing away from some wins. And yesterday, down late, found a way to score 4 in the 8th, and nice to kind of salvage the series and get back home for a lengthy homestand. We're due to be in our own beds and play at Paul Thomas Senior, so we're excited.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a while since you were here. A lot of guys left on the base in that particular series. Do you talk about that, or are you just talking about getting good ABs when you got guys on the pass?
We got to have some better ABs. I think guys were trying to do a little too much. They kept going to the bullpen when the going got tough. So, we never got a shot to, when you have 2 outs, bases loaded, and you're seeing the guy for the first time, it makes it difficult. But I also felt like we were trying to drive the ball out of the yard or to the gap instead of just fighting 90. Instead of pushing the 3-2 counts and working a walk or hit by pitch, we're swinging early in the AB and not having great success. And, it was good seeing yesterday, Johnny was in an AB and ended up drawing a bases loaded walk. So we were able to get deep into a bat and really stick to our approach of just fighting 90s. And when you're getting too heavy and swinging too much early, recipe for fly balls or getting behind in counts. And when you get behind in counts this level, it's tough to have too many 2-strike hits. So we found ourselves first couple, leaving a small village on base. So it was nice to push a few across yesterday.
Well, Portland's played some pretty good ball, too, coming in here tonight. We talked about it last time we were here, kind of playoff atmosphere, every game, every series. Are you looking at Victoria to get that first spot for the second half, or is that kind of out of your mind? And right now, beat Bellingham, you got the game advantage on them, and just finish with the best record of the second half to get yourself to the postseason?
I think any way we can get her done, whether that means we get hot and win the North, or, if we have to have Victoria win the first and the second and we get in via overall record. At this point, we're taking things game by game. The first half, we talk about series by series, looking at a 3-game window, but right now, every game's just as important as the next. There's no easy wins or easy losses. So, we got to bear down today and not even look at tomorrow. Usually you're kind of saving your bullpen to set you up for the series, but in this kind of playoff atmosphere, atmosphere. It's empty the tank every night, and we'll figure tomorrow out when we get there. So hopefully the offense can get back to work, and when those guys are pushing runs across, that saves our bullpen better than any other recipe we got. But no, there's no more playing for the series. It's truly playing each and every day and emptying the tank. And like I said, if we need our offense to carry us for a few because we burn the pen, I like our offense better than anybody else's, so we'll get to work.
Well, meanwhile, you're playing a couple of good guys down right now. Last time we were here with the TV cameras, Cole McKenzie goes down in that first inning, still out of the lineup. And then Ryan Altenberger, we're going to talk to a little later on the pregame show. He's out of your lineup as well. Where are they, and do you hope to get them back?
Yeah, so McKenzie, he had the play where he stepped on home and slipped and put his right hand down and ended up having a pretty bad sprain. I would say he's out this series. Then we have day off, non-league day off, and I would hope that after that 6-game window, he's close to getting back, if not in the lineup. Altenberger's day-to-day, he probably could have gone today, but with us having 12 important games, I want him for the next 11 and not going out there too early today and then set him back for 4 or 5 games. So we both agreed, talking at 3 o'clock today, that let's rest it one more day, and he'll be in the lineup tomorrow. So it'll be nice to have him back. He's drawn a lot of walks, gets on base, and leaves the yard. So we'll be excited to have him back tomorrow.
Well, best of luck here tonight. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Yes, thanks. I appreciate it.
Kyle Crestangel joining us here on the pregame show. We'll come back and take a look at what happened last night in the West Coast League and where they stand as far as the playoffs. It's coming up next as the pregame show continues on the NCW Live channel.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Welcome back once again here to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The anthem is in the books, and we are ready for baseball here this evening. And there's the official play ball from the youngster here, and a pretty good crowd showing up here on this Saturday night. First of 3 games between the Applesox and the Portland Pickles. Let's take a look at our lineups. First for the Portland Pickles, as announced by their head coach. Here coming into tonight, Portland with a record of 8-4 in the second half, 17-21 overall. Their head coach is Justin Barkas. He's assisted by Zach Miller, Mark Magdaleno, and Jim Hoppel. Starting on the batting order here, it'll be John Jensen, the center fielder, batting first. He'll be followed by left fielder John Endorfer. Batting third will be first baseman Kyle Manzardo. Batting fourth, the DH, Davis Delafries. Batting fifth, right fielder Chase Luttrell. Batting sixth, the third baseman Kyle Velasquez. Batting seventh will be second baseman Austin Lively. Batting eighth, the catcher Darius Perry. And batting ninth will be Alex Lambo, the shortstop. On the mound for the Wenatchee Applesox getting the start is Sam Wyatt, a 6-foot, 175-pound junior out of Colorado with a 2-2 record and a 2.22 earned run average. This is his 4th start of the summer for the Wenatchee Applesox. We got a moment here, so let's run down the Applesox starting lineup here. Offensively, batting first will be second baseman Cody Colden. Batting second will be the first baseman Connor Kiefer. Batting third, left fielder Johnny Sage. Batting fourth will be Dalton Harum, the center fielder. Batting fifth, the right fielder Blake Klassen. Batting sixth, and the DH tonight, Hunter Montgomery. Batting seventh will be shortstop Cody Darcy. Batting eighth for the Applesox catcher Dylan McPhillips. And batting ninth will be third baseman Brett Gillis. Daniel Naughton getting the start on the mound. We'll tell you about his numbers coming up a little bit later on. Our broadcast here on the NCW Live Channel is brought to you in part by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment online at alignpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. Well, you can probably hear it in the microphones here and with my paper rattling in the background. We have plenty of winds here in the Wenatchee Valley, and a red flag warning in effect from the National Weather Service calling for high winds, hot temperatures, and low humidity. And fingers crossed and blessings out to the firefighters as we get ready for the first batter to come to the plate. We're ready for baseball here on the NCW Life Channel. Sam Wyatt with the wind and delivery, and it is a little bit high for ball one to John Jensen. Jensen, center fielder for the Portland Pickles, a 6'1", 200-pound senior from UC Irvine, stepping in the left-handed batter's box to face Sam Wyatt to start this ball game here tonight. To swing and a miss on the second pitch, and we're even at a ball and a strike. Good crowd on hand, leaning on the railing behind our broadcast location. Here I'm on top of the third base dugout. This pitch swung on and fouled back. The count of ball and 2 strikes on Jensen. He'll be followed by John Endorfer and Kyle Manzardo here for the Portland Pickles. Again, Portland 17-21 in the on the season, and that's really what we're looking at because both the teams that won the divisions, this pitch swung on and hit on a line to right center field for a base hit. So first man aboard here for Portland. That'll bring up left fielder John Endorfer as we are underway here on the NCW Live Channel. Also streaming live on our Facebook page. We'll dial that up and get you a hello and tell us if you're watching and where you're watching our broadcast here tonight. But we're really looking, because of Corvallis and Victoria winning the first half and running away with the second half, it's about the season record right now for everybody involved trying to get to the postseason. This is a bunt right off the plate up the first baseline, and a good job by Wyatt to field his position, and he'll throw him out to sacrifice bunt. 1-3 on the putout, and down to second goes Jensen. So one down here for Portland on the sacrifice, and that'll bring up first baseman Kyle Manzardo. Manzardo, 6'1", 185-pound junior from Loyola Marymount. A tough out, as he's proven to be. He'll step in from the left-handed side here for the Portland Pickles. But Portland 8-4 in the second half. But again, we're really referring to the overall records. Portland kind of tough position right now, 17-21 overall, trying to get themselves into that second position in the southern standings. But right now, Walla Walla is in prime position. They're at 22-16 now. Wenatchee, Bellingham, both 500 on the overall season record. At the Sox at 21-21, Bellingham 19-19, and that's really what you're going to look at as far as the postseason chances here for the Applesox, who've missed the postseason by just a game the last couple of seasons in a row. Good stop behind the plate there by McPhillips on a ball in the dirt, and the count evens to Manzardo at a ball and a strike with a runner at second base here for Portland. Well, I've got a little digital thermometer here on the desktop as it's sitting in the sunshine, but in the sunshine it says 95 degrees. Of course, that breeze feels like it's cooling things down quite a bit. Anybody standing in the shadows right now will probably say it's a lot cooler than that. Curveball here. Oh, didn't miss by much. Holy cow. 2 balls and a strike, and the fans assembled here at Paul Thomas, letting the home plate umpire know that, I don't know about that call, Mr. Umpire. Manzardo batting .296 on the season. He's got a couple of home runs, 22 RBIs, and the wind blowing out to right here stands good for a left-handed stick. 2-1 the count, and the winded delivery by Wyatt is bouncing in again, and McPhillips able to corral that ball at least close to him, and the count goes to 3-1 on Kyle Manzardo. Davis Delorfis, the designated hitter, standing on deck here waiting for his opportunity in this first inning of play. Scoreless, but Portland with a runner at second and only 1 out. And a 3-1 count to Manzardo by Sam Wyatt. Big deep breath on the mound. The pitch to the plate is a curveball in for a strike as Manzardo turned towards the home plate umpire with a long look to see what he might call, and it's a strike. So the count is run full with first base open. To the man at the plate here for the Pickles. We'll tell you more about the pickle of the Pickles coming up as the game continues. We'll have story time coming up later on here on the NCAA Life Channel. Foul ball into the dugout on the first base side, so the count remains at 3-2. Portland with a good contingent both in the dugout and down the first baseline, down by right field in the bullpen. They've got that 3-level stands down there, almost jam-packed in the bullpen here this afternoon on, well, a sunny day, but a very windy day in the Wenatchee Valley. 3-2 pitch again, bounces in, goes all the way to the backstop. That's going to allow Jansen to get down to third base, and aboard with a 1-out walk is Manzardo. Sam Wyatt on the season, we mentioned 2-2 with a 2.23 earned run average, 36 strikeouts and 32 1/3 innings pitched so far this season. But in hot water here with runners on the corners, and Davis Delarfis coming to the plate out of the University of Washington. First right-handed batter to face Sam Wyatt, the right-hander on the mound for the Applesox. Runner from first breaks the ball in the dirt, but swung on and missed. And a count 0-1 on the designated hitter tonight for Portland. Mariners picked up a win today against the Detroit Tigers. 8-3 the final. Former Applesox Marco Gonzalez getting the victory on the mound for the Mariners. On a good outing today, goes 7 innings, gave up 1 run, 8 strikeouts, not a single walk. Strike 2 called on the inside corner, and quickly in front of the count to Sam Wyatt. 0-2. Runners on the corners for Portland. Applesox hosting Portland today. Kind of a strange start to the series here on a Saturday, but post the All-Star break earlier this week. The 0-2 pitch, strike 3 called, and the second out of the inning is a strikeout looking on 3 pitches. How about that? So that's a huge out right there, and that'll bring up right fielder Chase Luttrell. Luttrell, the 6-foot, 180-pound sophomore from Long Beach State. Don't forget game time tomorrow earlier on a Sunday, 5:35 start time against Portland, and then they'll wrap up the series on Monday at 6:35. Left-handed batter Luttrell steps up with runners on the corners. Wyatt trying to keep it without a score for Portland, and a curveball here misses low, and the count 1-0 on Chase Luttrell. Luttrell batting .265 for the Pickles, 30 for 113, so quite a chance to expand his resume here this summer for the Pickles. 6 home runs on the season and 16 RBIs. A swing and a foul back, and the count evens to Luttrell at a ball and a strike out of Long Beach State University. Wyatt out of Northern Colorado, a senior to be. And talking with Ryan Altenberger before the game here tonight. Ryan's out of the lineup with a little nagging injury, but hopes to be back in the lineup tomorrow. Of course, everybody has that dream. The runner from first, they tried a delayed steal. Now they're going to go home, and the throw home is in time. They got him. Beautiful job by the shortstop, Cody Darcy, to fire back home to Dylan McPhillips. And they get the runner breaking for home, and that will be the final out, and they're able to keep Portland off the scoreboard. No runs for Portland. 1 hit, 1 man left. We will head to the bottom of the first. The Applesox are due up. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCAA Life Channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
peach Red Bull.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
You're watching Applesox Baseball here on the NCW Life Channel. Our coverage tonight brought to you by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the Valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street across from the college right here on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College. Also by Color Effects, offering screen printing, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years, call Color Effects at 509-470-9586. Well, appreciate you joining us here on our broadcast tonight here on the NCW Life Channel. Of course, we're at Channel 12 for Local-Tel cable subscribers, Channel 19 for Charter cable subscribers. We're available over the air, too, if you want to scan your television set, if you got an old-fashioned or a new-fashioned antenna. And then also, of course, streaming live on our Facebook page here tonight at ncwlife.com. Just do a little search for Facebook and you'll find us. All right, here we go to the bottom of the first, no score. And Cody Colden due up first here for the Applesox to face Daniel Naughton, a 6-foot, 185-pound sophomore from Gonzaga. And the first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1 to Cody Colden. Cody, a 5'11", 183-pound sophomore from Washington State University. So these guys have probably seen one another on the collegiate level, Gonzaga and Washington State. As we're in the bottom of the first, second pitch is taken for a ball, evens the count to Colden at 1 ball and 1 strike. Colden batting .293, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs for Wenatchee this summer. Back part of the right-handed batter's box is where he stands. He chops this one over the mound. Could be trouble. Shortstop backhands the ball. No throw to first base. Infield single for Colden. There we go. Wenatchee with a first runner aboard. Cody Colden continues a hot stick for Wenatchee, and that'll bring up first baseman Connor Kiefer. Applesox Baseball also brought to you by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians celebrating 25 years in the car care business. They speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. Kiefer steps up here for Wenatchee with a runner at first base. We'll see if Coach Kyle Crustangel plays small ball here on a windy night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. And has Kiefer put the bunt down. He takes the first pitch. It's across for a strike. 0-1 the count. Kiefer, 6', 170-pound junior out of Columbia Basin Community College. Wears number 11 on his back. Steps back in the right-handed batter's box with a runner at first base. And a toss over there. The ball hit the runner right in the back pocket. And it doesn't go far enough to allow Cody Colden over there to jump up and scamper towards second. So everybody will hold pat. As Naughton works from the stretch, right-hander checks the runner at first. And the 0-1 pitch on the way to Kiefer, swung on and fouled back and out of play in the count 0-2 on Connor Kiefer. Also Johnny Sage on deck here for Wenatchee, hoping maybe Dalton Harem will get a chance at the plate as well. But appreciate you watching us however you might be watching us here tonight on the NCW Life Channel and streaming on our Facebook page right now. So if you're watching, let us know and we'll say hello to you. Swing and a miss on the next pitch, and 3-pitch strikeout for Kiefer. 1 out for the Applesox, brings up left fielder Johnny Sage. Mentioned Naughton, his record on the season is 0-1, and his ERA ballooned. He's only pitched in 12 2/3 innings here for Portland this summer, and his ERA in league play is 10.66. As Johnny Sage steps up for the Applesox, left fielder in tonight's game, in the left-handed batter's box with that wind blowing out towards that 325 sign down the right field line, and this pitch is apparently a little high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. We had to put some extra sandbags out on that camera you're looking at right now from their center field position here at the ballpark tonight with that wind fluttering around. And I know that our camera people on the first base dugout would love it to slow down as well. A ground ball to the second baseman, double play chance, and they got him. 4-6-3 double play if you're keeping track at home, and that'll erase the Applesox here in the first. To the second we go, scoreless game. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
You're watching Applesox baseball here on the NCW Life Channel. Eric Granstrom with you here from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as we go to the top of the second inning. And Chase Luttrell, the man who was at the plate when John Jensen was gunned down on a double steal attempt at home, will come to the plate and get another look at Sam Wyatt as we're scoreless through one here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Tino Andrade is watching us live on Facebook. Hello, Tino. Tell us if you're watching us here tonight, and we'll get you all set up here as my sunglasses blow off my desk and probably blew all the way down to the dugout. And meanwhile, a fly ball out to left field to Johnny Sage. No troubles handling that one. So, oh, no. The sunglasses didn't blow completely away. They're just on the ground there. That's okay. I don't need them. I taped everything else down. That's the only thing that wasn't taped down, and of course, that blows away. All right. One down here in the second. That'll bring up third baseman Kyle Velasquez. Velasquez, a 6 foot, 175-pound sophomore from St. Mary's, now batting for the Portland Pickles. First pitch low. Had quite a few that missed out of the strike zone low so far for Sam Wyatt on the mound. Got out of a jam in the first inning with runners on the corners and only one down. Got a strikeout, and then they were able to catch John Jensen on a double steal attempt for the final out. 2-0 pitch misses high for ball 3. Wyatt with a walk in that first inning. Didn't come home to roost, but ask anybody in baseball, give free passes, then eventually it's going to hurt you. The 3-0 pitch on the way here is inside for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk given up to Velasquez. And that'll bring up second baseman Austin Lively here for Portland, number 7 man in the order for the Pickles here tonight. 1 on, 1 down for Portland. Another left-handed batter facing Sam Wyatt, working from the stretch. Right-hander checks the runner at first. Pitch to the plate, bounces in way short, goes up over the head of the catcher McPhillips all the way to the backstop. And so down to second base on a wild pitch goes Velasquez. 5 straight balls now thrown by Sam Wyatt. Sam doing some foot cultivation out there on the mound. There is quite a big divot in front of the rubber. Now, some pitchers like that. They like to get a toe hold right in front. Some don't like it at all, and it can even impact them mentally, just besides physically, of having that divot out there. So a runner at second for Portland, and a check swing. He didn't go, nor was it a strike, and so the count now 2-0 on Austin Lively. Lively on the season batting just 185. He's only had 27 plate appearances, 5 hits in those 27 plate appearances. A chance to pick up his first RBI of the season here with a runner out at second base. Got timeout called at home plate, so everybody takes a pause. 2-0 the count to Lively. And Wyatt with a big deep breath. The curveball is in for a strike, and that's the first strike he's thrown in a while. And the count 2-1 on Austin Lively. One more time around, well, barring playoffs, but one more time around for Applesox baseball here on the NCAA Live Channel. It'll be a week from tonight here at home at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium against the Yakima Valley Pippins. 2-1 the count here to Lively with a runner at second holding. The pitch swung on a chop towards the second baseman. High ball to go off the glove. And rounding third, heading for home. The throw home is offline. The runner from first goes to second. The ball sails into center field. And the Applesox throwing the ball around here. It's going to be an error on Cody Colden. And that is one thing that has just been a bugaboo for the Applesox here this season, has been the fielding errors. That ball climbed up on him, but it hit him right in the glove. Cody Colden couldn't hold on to it. So the error is on the second baseman, Colden. Run comes home to score. It's 1-0 Portland, and that'll bring up Darius Perry. Tons of defensive gaffes here this season for the Wenatchee Applesox. Sam Wyatt trying to erase it from his mind, but now got another runner in scoring position as the big right-hander steps in, catching for Portland, takes the first pitch low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Perry, a 6'2", 220-pound freshman at UCLA. Stepping in here with a run in and a chance to maybe add some more here for the Pickles. Coming off a win last night over Corvallis to salvage the final game of that series. As the next pitch is taken for a strike. Perry batting 157. He's got 1 home run, 13 RBIs, 12 for 76 on the season. Perry wearing number 9 on his back in the right-handed batter's box. Well, that wind still blowing left to right here at the ballpark. Pitch to the plate, curveball in for a taken strike, and the count 1-2 in favor of pitcher Sam Wyatt. Alex Lambo waiting on deck, number 9 hitter for Portland. 1 run is in, 1 runner aboard, 1 error in this inning. And we talked about that walk. The walk came around to score. And so a costly walk here for Sam Wyatt. This fastball misses low for ball 2, evens the count at 2-2 on Darius Perry. Little bit of a high haze off to the west, obscuring the sun somewhat here, but still, barring the wind, lovely evening here in the Wenatchee Valley. The 2-2 pitch is a check swing. He went around and is gone with the strikeout. Second strikeout for Sam Wyatt, and a second big out here in the second inning. And that'll bring up shortstop Alex Lambo. Lambo, a 6', 185-pound junior from Loyola Marymount. Couple of players in the starting lineup here for the Pickles out of Loyola. So with 2 down and 1 aboard and 1 in, Wyatt quickly gets the sign, and the right-hander's delivery is across for a strike to Lambo, and the count 0-1 on Alex Lambo. Lambo also batting under 200, just a well, let's see here, gotta get the latest stats on Mr. Lambo. 196 on the season, his batting average, with a home run and 8 RBIs in league plays, 21 for 107 on the season. So lots of at-bats. This pitch swung on and a line drive right to the center fielder. Dalton Harum will handle it, and that'll be the final out of the inning. But Portland does strike for 1 without the benefit of a hit, an error, and 1 man left. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Portland leads it 1-0. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCAA Live Channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Just after 7 o'clock in the Great Northwest. Thanks for joining us here on the NCW Life Channel as I have a large furry friend joining us here on the broadcast. The Applesox mascot Coyote here again to take a look at what's happening here and getting in on the broadcast. We're down one, so we need a little rally time here. Yeah, here we go. There we go. So standing up here for the Applesox, Dalton Harum, the man who just made the final out in the last half of the inning, and he'll step up here for the Applesox. Center fielder for Wenatchee, 6'3", 215-pounder, senior out of Virginia Tech. And the first pitch to him is in and hit him right at the top of the 4, right at the spine of the back. Ouch, that hurts. So a hit batsman will put the Applesox with a runner aboard to lead off yet another inning. And that'll bring up Blake Klassen, who's right fielder tonight, 6'2", 205-pound freshman from Arizona. Klassen getting up here with a runner on, and Klassen's been doing very well for the Applesox here this summer. So I don't know if you have him lay down the bunt. I mean, he certainly has that ability. But with a good batter at the plate, maybe a little run and hit here with a gap to the right side of the infield with the first baseman Manzardo holding Harum on at the bag. There is that gap over there, and you got a left-handed stick at the plate. Pitch to Klassen is a fastball missing low and inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count here on the Applesox right fielder. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCW Life Channel. And on our Facebook stream at NCW Life on Facebook. This pitch high and away. I think a pitch out there, thinking possibly that Harum was going to try to swipe a bag for the Applesox. The right-hander on the mound with a delivery to the plate. Again, high with a fastball here, and quickly stepping up, Darius Perry with a look down towards first. Harum on the season with 4 stolen bases. He won't have to steal it here as the next pitch comes in for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk given up to Klassen. Dalton Harum goes down to second base. Applesox with a little business working here, and will bring up designated hitter Hunter Montgomery. Montgomery batting .239 on the season for Wenatchee. Montgomery with 20 RBIs. Chance to pick up another one here for Wenatchee, but will he swing away, or will they go for some small ball and move the runners around? Naughton is ready. Checks Harum out at second base, and the first pitch is a fastball in for a strike this time to Montgomery in the count 0-1. Hunter Montgomery, 6'1", 205-pound junior out of the University of Portland. Applesox giving up a run in the top half of this inning. This pitch bounces in, clangs off the mask of the catcher, so everybody's going to move up 90 feet on the wild pitch. And a count even now to Montgomery at a ball and a strike. 1-1 to Montgomery. First base is open. And the pitch by Naughton on the way to the plate is a fastball strike taken on the inside corner. The count to ball and 2 strikes to Montgomery. Well, the Applesox went 1-2 post the All-Star break down in Walla Walla. Some close games, but boy, did they leave a lot of runners on the base paths. The 1-2 pitch is in and hit the batter and down to first base. The second hit batsman here in the inning for Naughton. That loads him up with nobody down for shortstop Cody Darcy.
Shortstop Cody Darcy.
So possibly some good things afoot here for the Wenatchee Applesox. And we're going to get a conversation on the mound before we get another batter to the plate. Our broadcast tonight on the NCW Live Channel brought to you by One Way Construction, a premier custom home builder and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. Online at onewayconstructionnw.com. Also by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9. Call 509-665-9529 and get your reservations at The Windmill. So we mentioned Naughton having kind of a tough go of it with his ERA ballooned at 10.66. He was able to get the Applesox after a base hit on a double play in the first, but struggling here in the second with 2 hit batsmen and a walk, and the bases are juiced for Cody Darcy. Darcy batting .286 for the Applesox with 4 home runs, and boy, wouldn't that be nice to get a grand salami here. Wind, though, for the right-handed batter is blowing out to right field. The pitch to the plate swung on and missed, and a count 0-1 on Cody Darcy. Applesox this second half of the season have done a great job of answering the call. We've seen that time in and time out, where they'll give up a run to the opponent and then come right back and get it back. This pitch bounces in. A good job by Perry behind home plate to keep that from getting by him and maybe giving up a cheap run there. The count goes even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 325 down the right field line, 406 straightaway center, 335 to left. And the ball just doesn't seem to carry out to left field here very well. The next pitch swung on a ground to the third baseman. He goes and off of his leg, and everybody's going to be safe on an error on the third baseman, and the Applesox have tied it at 1-1. Kyle Velasquez, a hard hit ball, but certainly playable off to his left. Ate him up, climbed up his arm, and down to first goes Cody Darcy. Harum scores on the play. Klassen goes down to third. Montgomery at second. Still nobody out for Wenatchee. And that'll bring up Dylan McPhillips. Right-handed delivers. The pitch swung on, popped up foul, playable for the first baseman in foul territory, and he will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. So with 1 out, that brings up third baseman Brett Gillis, number 9 hitter in the order here for the Applesox. Gillis batting .265 on the season for Wenatchee. Yet to hit a home run. He's got 7 RBIs. Does have 1 double. So, excuse me, 1 triple and 2 doubles for Brett Gillis on the season. First pitch to him here, swung on and fouled back, and the count 0-1 on Gillis. Well, Naughton, after the visit to the mound by his pitching coach, has certainly thrown a lot more strikes, and the Applesox teeing those up right now and just not able to get it in play. This next pitch bounces in for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Gillis. Gillis getting the start at third base tonight for the Applesox. Wenatchee taking advantage of a couple of hit batsmen, a walk, and an error to score the game-tying run. This pitch is in there for a strike. The count goes to 1-2 on Brett Gillis. A lot of pitches thrown here in the second inning for Daniel Naughton. No activity down to the bullpen for Portland. We're in the bottom of the second, tied at 1. And the 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on and chopped off the plate, foul on the third base side, and nice barehanded play there by Coach Kyle Crustangel. The count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch again to the plate is high for a ball. You'd normally think with guys on the paths that might have been a pitch out, but not with the bases loaded. Certainly you would think. The next pitch is taken for strike 3 right across the belt line, and gone looking for the second out is Gillis. And back to the top of the order for second baseman Cody Colden. Well, Cody had an infield base hit in the first. See if he can get a little 2-out magic for Wenatchee and give the Sox the lead here. Naughton working from the windup on the mound, with Colden stepping in as Wenatchee's only hit in the game so far. The pitch swung on and missed, and he was out in front of that off-speed pitch. And the count 0-1 to Colden. Colden was erased on the base paths on a double play ball by Johnny Sage back in the first. This pitch swung on and fouled off of the catcher, and that got a chunk of Darius Perry, so the home plate umpire going to give him a chance to catch his breath. The count now 0-2 on Cody Colden. So Wenatchee, after tonight, will host the Pickles again tomorrow, and on Monday. 5:35 start time tomorrow, a 6:30 or 6:35 start time on Monday. So kind of a strange lineup here for this one. Swing and a miss on that pitch, and so gone are the Applesox, but they do tie the game on an error and leave 3 men aboard. We will head to the 3rd inning of play, all tied at 1. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Appreciate you joining us here this evening, no matter where you might be watching us on the NCW Life Channel or our stream on Facebook here this evening as we come to you from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, home of the Wenatchee Applesox, celebrating their 20th year of baseball. And in fact, speaking of the 20th year of baseball, the Applesox have a book coming out on Monday, a historical perspective of the stories. This pitch swung on a fly ball, high but not very deep, and in a long run, and Johnny Sage is able to pick that one off of his shoe tops for the out on John Jensen. So a shallow fly ball out to left field for the first out, and that'll bring up left fielder John Endorfer. Appreciate you joining us here on our stream as well on Facebook tonight on the NCW Life Channel. Hello to whomever might be watching. Tino Andrade says he's watching from his hometown in Ohio, rooting on the Applesox. So thank you to Tino, and thanks to anybody who might be watching us here tonight on the NCW Life Channel or the stream online. 2-0 the count quickly to Andorfer. Sam Wyatt not quite dialed in here yet tonight. Been kind of all over the place. 2-0 the count to Andorfer, the junior out of Notre Dame. This pitch is high as well for ball 3. So Wyatt, first inning plus was in the dirt with a bunch of his pitches. Now he's missing high to the left-handed bat of John Endorfer. He hit a sacrifice bunt in his first plate appearance back in the first, and this pitch misses low for ball 4. So another walk given up by Sam Wyatt. That's his third of the ball game, and the second time he's done so on a 4-pitch scenario, and that'll bring up first baseman Kyle Manzardo. Manzardo was the first walk given up by Wyatt back in the first, as he was able to wiggle out of a runner on the corner jam with only one down. Pitch here, curveball in for a strike in the count, 0-1 on Manzardo. If you get a chance, and some interesting reading on the Portland Pickle website about their mascot and how the pickle became the mascot for the Portland West Coast League team. Last year was their first year of existence, and they have come out of the box and played very well in the West Coast League. But Dylan the Pickle was apparently born in a farm near where the Portland team plays their home games. On their website, portlandpicklebaseball.com, it says, one sunny day in late spring when the soil was warm and the breeze just right, the Newberg family tucked a neat row of cucumber seedlings into the ground. And it goes on from there. 1-1 the count to Manzardo. The pitch swung on a double play chance for Wenatchee. Second baseman Cody, and the relay to first not in time, but a nice job by Colden at least to field it cleanly and get the lead runner at second base. So he's erased 4-6 for the second out. Manzardo aboard on the fielder's choice, and that'll bring up designated hitter Davis DeLorfis, junior out of the University of Washington, struck out looking on 3 pitches in the first. And that was a huge second out for Sam Wyatt on the mound, who got out of a jam with runners on the corners and was kind of struggling in that first inning until he struck out DeLorfis. Bounces in here. The pitch will allow Manzardo down to second base on a wild pitch. So that is the second wild pitch for Sam Wyatt tonight in the count 1-0 to Davis DeLorfis. So now DeLorfis with a chance to untie this ball game, so we're sitting at 1-1. DeLorfis hasn't had a lot of plate appearances, but he's batting .416 on the season. He's 10 for 24 with 6 RBIs here in limited action, or maybe he just showed up late out of the University of Washington for the Pickles. Steps in the right-handed batter's box with a count 1-0 in his favor. And Sam Wyatt with the wind and delivery is a curveball in for strike 1. Applesox Baseball brought to you by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning. They service all brands of commercial and residential HVAC systems. Call 884-6444 for more information. 1-1 the count to DeLorfis, the DH here for Portland, with a runner at second base and 2 down in the inning. This pitch swung on and fouled back, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Again, we'll be here next Saturday for the Yakima Valley Pippins in town. Yakima Valley right behind Wenatchee in the standings. So as we mentioned, every series, every game seems like it has playoff ramifications on a win or a loss. Wenatchee picked up the final game of that 3-game set in Walla Walla last night, 5-3, hoping to spin a couple of wins in a row here on the first game of this series against Portland. The 1-2 pitch by Wyatt bounces in, and the count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good job by Dylan McPhillips behind the plate to stop that one. It's hard to believe August is staring us in the face, but hockey season also staring us in the face, with the Wenatchee Wild preparing for the 2019 and 20 season. Had a nice meeting with the gang with the Wild here earlier this past week, doing some planning here for our broadcast purposes, and some exciting new things at the Town Toyota Center. Curveball here just misses low, and the count runs full to DeLorfis at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fans didn't like that non-strike call behind home plate, and Sam Wyatt also looked a little bit of chagrin on his face on that one. Back up on the hill, right-hander waiting for the sign, has the one he wants. And now Wyatt with the 3-2 pitch. Curveball here. Oh my! Somehow not called strike 3, but ball 4, and down to first goes Davis DeLorfis. So runners at first and second now with 2 out for Portland. Brings up right fielder Chase Luttrell. Luttrell was up when John Jensen and Kyle Manzardo tried a double steal back in the first inning. And Jensen was erased at home with a good job by the Applesox to get the ball back home to Dylan McPhillips for the tag. So he stepped up in the second to lead it off and flew out to left. So he's 0 for 1. The first pitch to him here is in there for a strike. The Yakima Valley will be in town next weekend, and we'll be here for that Saturday night, a week from tonight, here on the NCW Live Channel. Wenatchee Wild season around the corner. We've got hockey on the air coming up again tomorrow. Pitch is swung on and fouled back and out of play. Count in Wyatt's favor now at 0-2. But coming up tomorrow, if you want to watch some great hockey from last season, you can tune in. We got hockey with the Wenatchee Wild in the BCHL tomorrow at 2 and again at 7. Right here on the NCW Live Channel. We'll be featuring hockey each weekend throughout August until the season begins anew. Wenatchee, first part of the season, will be on the road, and that'll give the Town Toyota Center a little more of a chance to set up their new equipment. Some pretty exciting stuff at the Town Toyota Center, going all HD. The 0-2 pitch bounces in for ball 1. A nice job by McPhillips behind the plate. Keep that ball in front of him. The count runs to a ball and 2 strikes now to Luttrell. But a new video board at the Town Toyota Center, new scoreboard on the opposite end for Wenatchee Wild fans, and high definition cameras. They'll have cameras up above the goal creases as well as up high in the crow's nest and down on the ice. So it will also help us with our broadcast purposes here. Slow roller, nice play at second base by Cody Colden. Ranging to his right, picked up the ball and steps on the bag for the force play there, and that'll erase Portland. They leave a couple of men aboard. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, all tied at 1. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Live Channel.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today. Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
To the bottom of the 3rd we go here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, tied at 1 between the Applesox and the Pickles. Connor Kiefer, Johnny Sage, and Dalton Harum due up here in the 3rd to face Daniel Naughton on the mound for the Pickles. Standing in a ray of sunshine out on the mound. The first pitch is high to Connor Kiefer. 1-0 the count. Kiefer 0 for 1, struck out on 3 pitches in the first. One of 3 strikeouts for Naughton in the game for Portland. The 1-0 pitch bounces in for ball 2, 2-0. Applesox got their run after Dalton Harum started off the second, hit by a pitch. He moved down to second on a walk to Clausen. Wild pitch moved them up to second and third. This pitch misses low for a ball. 3-0 the count to Connor Kiefer. And then Hunter Montgomery was hit by a pitch to load the bases. Cody Darcy put a ball in play that Kyle Velasquez could not handle at third base. And that's how the Applesox tied it as we're at 1-1. This pitch is in there for a strike. Is taking all the way with Kiefer, and the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike on Kiefer. Batting 193 for Wenatchee, 6 for 31 in limited play for the Applesox. And the 3-1 pitch is a check swing, and it just accidentally hit the bat. And so it's a foul ball, and the count goes to 3-2. And sometimes when you're kind of struggling, that's the kind of thing that continues to seem to happen to you. The pitch was ball 4. Kiefer tried to just kind of check his swing, but the ball came up and hit the bat on its own. 3-2 pitch is inside for ball 4. So a leadoff walk for Wenatchee. So 3 innings in a row, the Applesox have had the leadoff man aboard. That's a second walk to go along with 2 hit batsmen for Daniel Naughton. Still no activity down to the bullpen, and that'll bring up left fielder Johnny Sage. Sage is 0 for 1, hit into a double play to end the first inning as he grounded to Kyle Manzardo. That started the 4-6-3 double play. We'll get you a look at some of the other scores from around the West Coast League as we keep a close eye on the teams that are surrounding Wenatchee. The pitch here swung on a fly ball to left center field. Left fielder coming in, and it'll be Andorfer who makes the play for the out. So 1 out here for the Applesox as Kiefer holds at first base, and then it'll bring up center fielder Dalton Harum. Harum hit by a pitch and scored Wenatchee's only run in the second. We're in the third with 1 out, 1 aboard in a 1-1 ball game. Appreciate you joining us here on the NCW Life Channel. We'll see if we can get the scoreboard to come up for us here as we're on the Wi-Fi here at the ballpark tonight. This pitch is in for a strike and a count 0-1. And by the way, Localtel providing the services here at the ballpark at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium.
Go.
0-1 to Harum with a runner at first base. And the pitch is swung on and missed, and Harum way out in front of that one. Off-speed pitch, and the count's 0-2. Some other games here in the top of the third. Yakima Valley leading Ridgefield 5-1. In the bottom of the second, Cowlitz in front of Walla Walla 1-0. Port Angeles and Bellingham tonight in the bottom of the third leads that one 2-0. And it is Bend leading Corvallis 2-1. That one in the bottom of the third. 0-2 count to Harum, swung on and fouled back. He stays alive at 0-2. Of course, earlier this week on Tuesday night in Bend, West Coast League All-Star game went to the north as they blew out the South 14-1. Scored, 9 in the first inning, I think, on that night. Wenatchee battling with Victoria for the South or the North Division second half. Swing and a miss here by Harum, and he's gone for the second out. That's the 4th strikeout of the night for Daniel Naughton. So it's been kind of an interesting go of it. He has 2 walks, 2 hit batsmen, and 4 strikeouts. Wenatchee still with just 1 hit in the ball game. As that brings up right fielder Blake Klassen. Klassen walked, got as far as third in the second. So he'll step up here with a runner on and 2 down in the third. Wenatchee 9-6 in the second half of the season. That's good for second a game back of Victoria in the North Division standings. Pitch is swung on and fouled away into the netting on the third base side. So 0-1 the count to Blake Klassen. So if it ends the way it is today with Victoria in first place in the second half, Victoria won the first half, so they're already in the playoffs. If Victoria finishes in first place in the second half of the West Coast League's North Division, this pitch is low, a snap throw down to first, and takes the first baseman Manzardo off the bag. Count evens to Klassen at 1 ball and 1 strike. They go to the overall record for the remaining teams in the North Division. So right now, Wenatchee and Bellingham are even at 500 behind Victoria. Victoria's 28-14 on the season. So it looks like the Harbor Cats, well, they're in the playoffs no matter what. And there's a pretty good chance they're going to win the second half of the North Division as well. This is in for a strike on the inside corner to Klassen. So it's a 1-2 count now to Klassen, with 1 on and 2 outs in a 1-1 ball game here between Portland and Wenatchee. So the battle really is for the overall record, and you got to have the second best record if you're Wenatchee. This fastball is swung on and foul line down the left field line and skims off the chain link fence in front of the Pepsi picnic shelter here. Count remains at 1-2 on Blake Klassen. So Wenatchee 21-21, Bellingham 19-19 coming into tonight's activities. Yakima at 18-24. So really a 3-horse race going into this last portion of the season. This pitch swung on and lifted in the air to shallow left field. No, the left fielder can't hold it. And aboard safely. That might be listed as a base hit for Klassen. We'll see. As the left fielder had a long run in, John Arndorfer out there. And they will call that a hit for Klassen. So a base hit grouping into left field puts runners at first and second base for the Applesox, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Hunter Montgomery. Montgomery hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. So no official at-bat in this one, and a chance to give Wenatchee a lead here as we're in the bottom of the third with 2 on and 2 out. The pitch by Naughton is swung on and missed, and behind that one was Montgomery. 0-1 to count. Applesox Baseball brought to you by Biosports Physical Therapy, providing the best environment, most qualified experienced therapists in North Central Washington. You have the right to select your healthcare team. Why wouldn't you choose the best? Choose Biosports. 0-1 to count to Montgomery. A pitch swung on and fouled at the plate, and the count quickly in favor of Daniel Naughton at 0-2. So Wenatchee missing the playoffs the last 2 seasons, both under Kyle Crustangel, and he would love to get this team back in the postseason this year. Wenatchee playing much better baseball here the last portion of the first half, and of course the second half so far. This pitch bounces in, trying to get Montgomery to chase after one in the dirt was Naughton, and the count to ball and 2 strikes. Connor Kiefer out there at second base led off the inning with a walk, and then a fly out by Sage, strikeout by Harum, and a base hit by Klassen. That's where we are with runners at first and second and 2 outs, and a 1-2 count to Hunter Montgomery, and the pitch by Naughton swung on, popped up behind home plate. And this one will get behind the netting, or will it? No, it will hit the net and then bounce back into play. And the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Nice look there by Darius Perry behind home plate. Wind blowing here, and those balls also have English that they will spin back into towards the field of play, and then the wind blowing it as well. A ball should have hit back by the press box here, but instead came back, hit the netting, and then fell back behind home plate. 1-2 pitch again, misses inside just barely, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you didn't hear earlier, the Seattle Mariners won their 4th straight game today, downing the Detroit Tigers at T-Mobile Park. 8-1 the final. Former Applesox pitcher Marco Gonzalez getting the win. This pitch swung on and chopped foul on the third base side, so the count stays at 2-2 to Hunter Montgomery. Gonzalez improved to 12-8 on the season. Lowered his ERA to 4.21 with 7 innings of work. Gave up 1 run on 6 hits. 8 strikeouts for Marco today. Good job by the former Applesox. 2-2 the count to Montgomery with the runners at first and second holding. The pitch swung on, lifted left field, then foul. And the count stays at 2-2. Just a little bit out in front of that one. Tried to slow the bat head up a little bit on the off-speed pitch, but far enough out in front to line it down the left field line softly for a foul ball. So a nice at bat here by Montgomery, staying alive. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch by Naughton, swung on and hit hard base hit. They're going to try to score the runner. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be cut off, and safe at home is Connor Kiefer. RBI single by Montgomery, and the Applesox lead it 2-1. No hesitation by Crust Angel at third base as Kiefer came chugging around the bag at third and comes home. The throw up the line to Darius Perry from left fielder John Endorfer. So give an RBI to Montgomery. Applesox still with 2 aboard and run in, and that brings up shortstop Cody Darcy. Darcy got aboard on an error as he hit it to the third base side. Velasquez couldn't handle it, and that allowed a run to score. Pitch by Naughton after a check of the runner at second to the plate, and a fastball misses low for ball 1. So Wenatchee doing a good job of staying alive, manufacturing runs, and a great at bat by Hunter Montgomery. A junior from the University of Portland just hung in there, fouled off one after another till he got one he liked and lined it into left field. This pitch is low for ball 2, 2-0 the count. Daniel Naughton, right-hander working from the stretch. He's throwing a lot of pitches here in this inning again here for Portland. Pitch to the plate, swung on, chopped off the plate. Slow bounder towards second base, and fielding it and throwing it. Austin Lively will be able to retire Darcy and the Applesox, but not before Wenatchee gets a run on 2 hits and 2 men left. We will head to the 4th inning of play with Wenatchee now leading Portland 2-1. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
You're watching Applesox baseball here on the NCW Life Channel as we are in the 4th inning of play now. Wenatchee leading it 2-1 over the Pickles. And they'll send third baseman Kyle Velasquez, second baseman Austin Lively, and catcher Darius Perry to the plate here to face Sam Wyatt. Been kind of an interesting go for Sam so far, but he has only given up a 1 run on 1 hit. Velasquez walked and scored in the 2nd. Pickles' only run. Wenatchee scored in the bottom of the 2nd to tie it. Now just scored in the bottom of the 3rd to take the lead 2-1. So here we go to the 4th. And the wind and delivery by Wyatt. Swing and a miss by Velasquez as he was ahead of that off-speed pitch. And the count 0-1. This pitch swung on and hit on the ground. Third baseman gobbled him up. The throw to first, not in time, however, for Brett Gillis. And I believe that'll be listed as an error. Hard hit ball, but playable, and it will be an error on Gillis. So the Applesox, with their 2nd error of the game, puts the leadoff man aboard here in the 4th. That'll bring up second baseman Austin Lively. 1-run ball game. With a runner at first base, Wyatt working from the stretch. Pitch on the way to the plate, bounces in, and a nice job again by McPhillips behind the plate to get out and block that ball. It did go up in foul territory up the first baseline, but the count 1-0 to Austin Lively. Wyatt in a quiet moment here at Paul Thomas. Throws the next pitch across the plate for a strike, and the count to ball and a strike on Austin Lively. Lively, a 185 hitter at the plate for Portland in the left-handed batter's box. And the 1-1 pitch by Wyatt bounces in, and again, McPhillips guessing on that one and assuming it was going to come up high. Wild pitch for Wyatt, puts a runner down at second base. Instead, it just hit the plate and squirted right underneath of him. And now McPhillips going to go out to the mound and have a word with his pitcher. Applesox baseball here on the NCW Life Channel, brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control, your local North Central Washington pest control experts, serving Wenatchee, Chelan, Leavenworth, Quincy, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and everyone in between. Call them up at 509-797-0090. That's 509-797-0090 for Harvest Valley Pest Control. 1-1 the count to Lively with a runner at scoring position in second base, and this pitch is a little outside for ball two. The base umpire, of course, obscuring the strike zone from our center field camera out there. 2-1 the count to Lively with Velasquez out there at second base. And Wyatt ready with the 2-1 pitch. It's swung on and hit foul up the first base line, and will scamper all the way down behind the dugout, or behind the bullpen down there. And the count goes 2-2 to Lively. Darius Perry waiting on deck. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error for Portland. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Wenatchee in this one. Run around at second base after getting aboard on the air is Kyle Velasquez, and then moving to second on a wild pitch. Now the 2-2 delivery by Wyatt to Lively, swung on, and this one is gone. If it's fair, it is a foul ball. Holy cow, did he turn on that one. There was no doubt about it. Hit it on a button, but missed it foul. So the count stays at 2-2, and Sam Wyatt will take a little mental timeout and regather himself. That ball may have splashed in the Columbia River. That went so far. But foul, and just a long foul ball. So Sam Wyatt, with that fresh in his mind, looks in for the sign from Dylan McPhillips. And the 2-2 pitch again to Lively. Swung on a miss. He got him on a high fastball. Nice job by Wyatt to give himself just a moment out there on the mound. Recollect himself after watching that gargantuan foul ball, and then comes back to strike him out. That strikeout is the third of the game here for Wyatt with 1 down. That'll bring up the catcher Darius Perry, one of those 3 strikeout victims by Wyatt back in the second. So Perry steps up with a runner at second base as our shadow stretch across the infield here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. And the pitch on the way is high and inside, and Perry twists away from that one. 1-0 the count. Appreciate you watching our stream on Facebook here tonight. William McCormick asking how in the world they came up with the name Pickles. Jason Buchanan saying go Sox. 1-0 the count to Perry. And the pitch by Wyatt, swung on and throw down to third base, and a runner is caught in a rundown, caught in a pickle, if you will, but no, they can't get him out as he slides in safely as the throw a little bit high to Cody Colden, covering the bag at second base. Great opportunity, the ball in the dirt. McPhillips made a great stop, and Velasquez halfway between second and third, and that's where he'll scamper back to second. And a count to ball and a strike to Darius Perry as he swung at that one. Wyatt again checks the runner at second, and the right-hander's delivery swung on and fouled back, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Perry. Wyatt trying to get himself out of another jam in this one. The Pickles have had base runners in scoring position 1, 2, 3, now 4 times in the game. Make that 5 times. They're 1 for 5. Well, not really even 1 for 5. That was an error that ended up costing the Applesox as Portland scored on that back in the second. A swing and a miss on a pitch that was low by Perry. He's gone for the 4th strikeout. Second out here of the 4th. Another big strikeout for Sam Wyatt. And that'll bring up the number 9 batter in the order, shortstop Alex Lambo. Lambo is 0 for 1. He lined out to center back in the second to end the inning. So he'll step up here with 1 aboard and 2 down. Wyatt very deliberate in his working on the mound. And the pitch is a bunt foul. It skipped off of the catcher and the home plate umpire. 0-1 the count to Lambo as he tried to bunt himself aboard. We were talking about the sweets and the story. Again, you can go to Portland, or not the sweets, but the pickles. Might be a sweet pickle, I'm not sure. PortlandPickleBaseball.com. Dylan the Pickle. And the story goes, it wasn't long before spring turned into summer and the plants grew long vines and big green leaves, and so the cucumbers grew plumper as cucumbers do. But one gherkin was different than all the rest. Dylan, although not the largest of the bunch, had a keen taste for adventure. His siblings poked fun at the fantastical tales he told. This pitch misses for a ball. 1-1 the count to Lambo. His favorite story was about a magical land where people were always smiling and laughing. He imagined crowds clapping and cheering, balloons and ice cream. There were sunsets just like the ones he saw in Newburgh, but in Dylan's far-off land they reflected off a blue ribbon of water, colors multiplying into a fireworks show. This pitch misses low for ball 2, 2-1 the count. I'm reading directly off of the Pickles website. It was a sweltering June day when Farmer Bill decided it was time to harvest his prized pickles to be. All of Dylan's relatives beamed proudly when they were clipped from their vine. They were fully grown and ready for the next stage of their lives, pickling. This pitch swung on and a well-hit ball to left center field. Long run for everybody, and it will bounce in for extra bases. Runner's going to score. They're trying to get him at third base, but they will not, and it is a triple and RBI for Lambo, and the Pickles have tied it at 2.
Every day, thousands of people make Link Transit their way to go. Get to school, work, shopping, or medical appointments.
So an RBI for Alex Lambo on the deep ball hit between Johnny Sage and Dalton Harum out there in the gap between left and center. Took a bounce, didn't even get to the wall.
Back to the top of the order for the Pickles. Now batting, center fielder, John Jensen.
So you can read the rest of the story of Dylan the Pickle and how the Pickle came to be the mascot of the Portland team on their website. This pitch swung on and popped up. This should be playable. Backing up, and who's going to call for it? It'll be Johnny Sage, left fielder, with a smile on his face as he calls everybody off, and that'll be the final out. But not before Portland gets a run to tie it on a hit, an error, and one man left. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-2. You're watching Applesox Baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Dylan McPhillips will lead it off here in the bottom of the fourth for Wenatchee. We're tied at 2-2. Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel tonight, brought to you by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment online at alignpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. Strike one to McPhillips, who popped out foul to the first baseman back in the first. So McPhillips hoping to right the ship a little bit here as he's behind in the count, and Naughton's next delivery swung on a lifted foul right field line, and that's going to go out of play. Look out down there. And a count quickly in favor of Daniel Naughton at 0-2. Well, I got to give him credit. Kind of struggled in that second inning as he hit two batters, walked a batter to load the bases, and then his defense let him down. Velasquez at third base. That allowed Wenatchee to score its first run, but he's kind of settled down since that. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, swung on a miss by McPhillips, and he's gone. And that'll be the first out, and that will be the fifth strikeout by Daniel Naughton, as McPhillips helping him out on that one, swinging at one that was in the dirt outside. That'll bring up third baseman Brett Gillis. Gillis also a victim of strikeouts here tonight, back in the second, so he's 0 for 1. Naughton with the wind and delivery, and it's a little outside for ball one. 1-0 the count. Applesox, we mentioned, coming in after a win over Walla Walla last night, 5-3. They lost the first two to the Sweets 7-4 on Wednesday, as Gillis swings and fouls it back, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. And then Thursday dropped one, tight one, by a score of 4-2. So Wenatchee coming off a win last night, trying to make it 2 in a row here tonight. The 1-1 pitch on the way bounces in, and the count runs to 2-1 to Brett Gillis. Not a lot of season left for the Applesox. After tonight, we mentioned Portland in town for 3, so they'll be here tomorrow and again on Monday. And then Yakima Valley will come into town next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. High and inside for ball 3 here to Gillis. Sox 1 out, nobody on, and a tie game at 2-2 here. Wenatchee will host Ridgefield August 6th, 7th, and 8th. Swing and a miss, and a hefty cut there by Gillis. And the count runs full to Gillis at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Then Wenatchee will wrap up the regular season. I'm talking about the league schedule only. Wrap up the regular season at Corvallis August 9th, 10th, and 11th. This pitch swung on and slowly hopper up the third baseline, but foul. And the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So that's what's left for Wenatchee. And as good as Corvallis has been, you don't want to have to wait for those final 3 games to settle your position in the postseason potential. So Wenatchee really needs to take care of business over the next 6 games. This pitch, ooh, ouch. It foul off of the batter and then hit the catcher right in the right thigh. And Darius Perry in a lot of pain after that one. Count remains at 3-2. Looked like the ball just ticked off of the bat, Brett Gillis, and then came down and hit Darius Perry where he's not covered on that right, maybe even got him on the knee. Sometimes when you go down to the crouch with that catcher's gear on, your knee can kind of pop up above the top of that shin guard, and that hurts a lot. Being a former catcher myself back in the day, oh my gosh, how many years ago is that now? 35 years ago? But Darius Perry getting a look at by his manager to see if he can stay in the game. And now Kyle Crestangel asking for the trainer for the Applesox to come out, maybe check on him as well. Sometimes you get that ball, especially in a crouch position, your thigh muscles are tight
For over 60 years.
And it looks like they may have to go to a backup catcher here, as he's pointing down to the inside of his right knee, right to the left of the kneecap. So that could have got him right on the end of the quad. Take care of business over the next 6 games. This pitch, and that hurts a lot. And then hit the catcher. By the way, if you've never been hit by a baseball, let me kind of give you an example. In your bedroom, if you got a 4-poster bed, go home, pick up the corner of the bed with the bed frame and all, put your foot down underneath of it, and then drop the whole thing on your foot. That's what a baseball feels like if it hits you on the foot, you foul one off, or if a ball hits you somewhere. Yeah, it's hard. They call it hardball for a reason. So Darius Perry checking to see if he's going to be able to go, and he just kind of gave the shake of the head and said no, he's not going to be able to do it. So Darius Perry getting a hand here from the crowd at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. So he will have to come out, and we'll see whom they will bring in. And these Portland Pickle numbers are kind of a lime green with not much of a outline to them. So I'll have to have our camera crew help me out as he comes out of the dugout here and see if I can see it on camera. They don't have numbers on the front of their jerseys. Plus, he just put his catching gear on. I'll look at their roster. They don't list the players by their positions. They listed them by their numbers, and it is 53 coming in. That would be Thomas Rudinsky, a junior out of Lane Community College. So Thomas Rudinsky is now taking over for Darius Perry, and they're going to give him a chance to warm up a little bit behind home plate. That'll give me a chance to tell you that Applesox Baseball, brought to you by the Windmill Restaurant of Wenatchee, prides itself on being a local legend. For 80 years, the Windmill features slow roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks, and fresh seafood. Homemade dressings and pies are made daily, and the mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. The Windmill has a full bar and an excellent selection of beer and wine from which to choose. Call the Windmill today at 665-9529. So Brett Gillis with the count full to him, nobody on, 1 down for Wenatchee. New catcher behind the plate, and the first pitch with the new catcher in there swung on and fouled back. So Gillis doing a good job staying alive here for Wenatchee. I'll get you an update on the scoreboard coming up in just a moment from the West Coast League as we're watching what's happening with Victoria and Yakima Valley intently. And a ball 4 and a good at bat by Gillis. And he'll get down to first base with 1 out. Back to the top of the order for the Applesox for second baseman Cody Colden. Get you the scores from the rest of the West Coast League here. Yakima Valley leading Ridgefield now 9-1. That's just in the top of the 4th inning. Cowlitz over Walla Walla 1-0 in the top of the 5th. Port Angeles is in front of Bellingham 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th. And in the bottom of the 4th inning, how about the Bend Elks leading Corvallis 11-1. So a huge night so far for Bend, who's certainly had their struggles so far this season. 1-0 the count to Cody Colden. And a toss over to the bag at first. Skips in, but a nice stop over there by Manzardo. Wind still gusting out to right here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Wind hopefully going to lay down tonight. This pitch swung on a grounded towards the shortstop. He'll get over field, throw to second for 1 out. The throw to first is high, and safe at first is Cody Colden. But they do get the lead runner at second base. 5-4 on the put out there for the second out. Fielder's choice will put Colden aboard, and that'll bring up Connor Kiefer. Kiefer 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out swinging in the first, walked and scored in the third. Scored Wenatchee's last run as we're tied at 2-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Runner at first is Colden. He'll break and go. The pitch swung on and popped up. Playable. First baseman over Manzardo fighting the wind, and he will make the catch for the out. So that'll do it for Wenatchee here in the 4th inning. We'll head to the 5th, all tied at 2-2. You're watching Applesox Baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
You're watching Applesox Baseball here on the NCW Life Channel, your local TV station on Channel 12 on Local TL, Channel 19 on Charter, also on our website, streaming all the time at ncwlife.com, and streaming tonight on our Facebook page. Appreciate you joining us. Eric Granstrom as we get to the 5th inning of play, and number 2 in the lineup, John Endorfer will lead it off here, the left fielder for Portland. And the first pitch is across for a strike from Sam Wyatt. 0-1 the count to Endorfer. Sacrifice bunt back in the first for Endorfer. And a walk in the third, so still looking for his first official plate appearance. The pitch here is low for a ball. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hello to everybody watching us on our Facebook stream tonight. Kathy and John Sage in Spokane. Hello to the Sages. This pitch is a long hold by McPhillips. He's wondering how in the world that cannot be called a strike, but it's 2-1 now to John Endorfer. Sam Wyatt taking a mental moment out there on the mound as he rubs up the baseball. And the right-hander with the 2-1 pitch to the plate is in there this time for a strike, as McPhillips didn't have to move the glove at all. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kathy tells us on Facebook, lots of different types of pickles. Her favorite is the bread and butter pickle. This pitch swung on a grounded towards the shortstop. Over to his left fielding is Cody Darcy. The throw, though, is off the line. And safe at first is Endorfer. And they're going to say that's a throwing error on Cody Darcy. So the Applesox with their 3rd error of the ball game. And a leadoff man aboard here because of the error. Now to bring up first baseman Kyle Manzardo. Tie game at 2. You would assume possibly the bunt here. Manzardo walked in the first and hit into a fielder's choice to second in the third. Infield in on the corners here. And the pitch to the plate is swung on and missed. A stop by McPhillips behind the plate, and the count 0-1 on Kyle Manzardo. So Wenatchee in the next few series really needs to position themselves with victories to be able to look at a real potential of the postseason for the first time in 4 seasons. Pitch to the plate here misses low for a ball. Count evens to Manzardo at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, temperature's taken quite a dip here after the sun went over the hills to our west here. It's 79 degrees here at the ballpark, and that wind still gusting 10 to 15, I would say, out of the west right now. 1-1 the count to Manzardo. This pitch swung on, it hit foul up the first baseline. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Applesox Baseball brought to you by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street, right across from here at Wenatchee Valley College. On the college campus here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, home of the Wenatchee Valley Knights, and of course during the summer, home to the Wenatchee Applesox. 1-2 pitch bounces in. Boy, McPhillips has been a busy guy behind home plate tonight, saving one after another. And he does there again, and the count goes even to Manzardo at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Manzardo, 296 hitter on the season, so not the easiest of outs, that's for sure, for the Portland Pickles. 2-2 to count to him. And Wyatt, peek over his shoulder. The pitch swung on and hit on a hard hop foul. About 3 feet foul down the first baseline, and the count stays at 2-2. So we'll be here next Saturday for the Yakima Valley Pippins in town for that Saturday night broadcast. 6:15 with the pregame, 6:35 first pitch here on the TV home for the Applesox, NCW Life Channel. And then hopefully the Applesox get themselves to the postseason. We'll try to bring that broadcast to you as well here on the NCW Life Channel. The 2-2 pitch misses high for ball 3, so full. And a runner aboard and nobody out here. Sam Wyatt finding himself, excuse the expression, with the pickles in town, but in a pickle right here. The 3-2 pitch was the runner going, swung on and hit in a line towards center field, backing up, and Harem's able to make the catch on the run, and scrambling back to first base goes Endorfer. A line out to center field, and a good read by Dalton Harem to get back on that baseball. One down here in the 5th, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Davis DeLorfus. DeLorfus 0 for 1, struck out looking in the 1st and got aboard on a walk in the 3rd. According to the National Weather Service, the wind was supposed to lie down after nightfall tonight, so everybody hoping for that, including, I think, especially one of our camera operators on the first base dugout over there, Jessica Medina. And I thought about grabbing a sweatshirt myself tonight, but I did not do it, thinking, well, it's 90-some degrees. I don't need a sweatshirt. Fans here at the ballpark, I see a lot of long sleeves here as well. First pitch to DeLorfus misses for a ball. 1-0 the count to the Husky designated hitter. Looking down, we've got a right-hander starting to throw down in the bullpen for Wenatchee. This pitch swung on and fouled back, and the count stays at a ball and a strike. Seems kind of tenuous right now in a 2-2 game. Portland scored first with a run in the 2nd. Wenatchee came right back and scored a run in the bottom of the 2nd to tie it. Applesox took the lead in the 3rd on a run, and then Portland came back to tie it in the 4th. We're in the 5th. 1 on, 1 out, and a 1-1 count to Davis DeLorfus. Wyatt again with a peek at the runner at first. The pitch to the plate, curveball misses low for ball 2. 2-1 the counts. Chase Luttrell waiting on deck. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Portland. 2 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors for Wenatchee. And a 2-1 count to DeLorfus. Wyatt ready, and the pitch is a little inside for ball 3. Warming up down in the Applesox bullpen is Grant Brunt, freshman out of Purdue. So Brunt warming up down the left field line for the Applesox behind Sam Wyatt. 3-1 the count with a runner at first and 1 down. The runner will hold. The pitch to the plate swung on, lifted in the air to shallow right field. And Blake Klassen will come in, has this one spied all the way, and will make the catch for the out. So an interesting adventure again for Sam Wyatt here in the inning, but he's got 2 outs. And that'll bring up right fielder Chase Luttrell. Luttrell is 0 for 2, flew out to left in the 2nd and hit into a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Luttrell, the 6-foot, 180-pound sophomore for Long Beach State, steps in. Batting .265 on the season with 6 home runs, and the pitch to him here is a little high and outside for ball 1. Applesox baseball also brought to you by Color Effects, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years. Call Color Effects at 509-470-9586. Wyatt is ready, and the 1-0 pitch to the plate is swung on and missed, and the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Alex Ernie checking in on Facebook says it's probably been 10 years since he threw his last pitch on this field here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. 1-1 the count, and a runner for first goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw down to second base is a nice stop by shortstop Cody Darcy. It's 1-2 now the count on Luttrell. Give Andorfer a stolen base. Concentration right now for Sam Wyatt is the man at the plate with a runner at second, but he's ahead in the count at a ball and 2 strikes. Sam Wyatt looking for his 5th strikeout of the game, possibly right here. Wyatt with a long look in. Dylan McPhillips giving the signs behind the plate. He's ready. Luttrell's ready. Somehow, I don't know how, Cody Darcy was able to catch that baseball. It looked like it went between the legs of the runner out there, Andorfer. I think it did. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Luttrell. That looked like a pretty good pitch to me, but maybe just a little bit high. So here we go again. Lights on here at the ballpark. 2-2 pitch, and this pitch misses high for ball 3. 3-2 the count. First base is open, and Kyle Velasquez waiting on deck, who scored both of Portland's runs here in this ball game. Luttrell back in the left-handed batter's box. Wags that black stained bat around. The 3-2 pitch is in the dirt for ball 4. So runners at first and second. That doesn't really hurt too bad for Sam Wyatt, although Dylan McPhillips is going to come out and talk to him, and Kyle Crustangel's actually going to make the change right now. In a 2-2 ball game, a pitching change will be made, and we will take a break and come back. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Live channel as the fans give a good round of applause for Sam Wyatt. And a battle here tonight for Wyatt, but he will exit the ball game with the game tied at 2, and he's responsible for the 2 on the base paths and hoping the bullpen can pick him up. We'll come back with more here in the top of the 5th inning right after this.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frapita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Welcome back once again to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, and the new pitcher on the mound is Grant Brunt, a 5'11", 205-pound freshman at Purdue from Chesterton, Indiana, taking over here for the Applesox, wearing number 16 on his back. So Brunt to relieve Wyatt. He goes 4 2/3. 2 runs on 2 hits in the game off of Wyatt. Only one of those runs earned in this one. And Kyle Velasquez stepping to the plate. He's walked and got aboard on an error and scored 2 times. As we're tied at 2 with 2 outs here in the inning, and the first pitch misses low for a ball. 1-0 the count to Kyle Velasquez, the third baseman for the Portland Pickles. Brunt checks the runner at second. The pitch to the plate is a fastball missing just low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. So Grant Brunt taking over for Sam Wyatt. And we'll get you any numbers we can gather on Mr. Brunt in a moment. First, the 2-0 pitch is swung out and missed, and the count goes to 2-1 with the reliever on the mound here for the Wenatchee Applesox. Two-one count. Andorfer at second. Luttrell at first base. And the pitch to the plate is swung on and foul, in the count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luttrell just getting aboard on a walk, the final man to face Sam Wyatt here tonight. So Sam will have at least a no decision if Mr. Brunt can help him get out of the jam right now. With 2 aboard and 2 out, and a 2-2 count to Velasquez. The pitch to the plate is in there for strike 3 called. Gone looking is Velasquez, and a nice job by Brunt to shut down the rally here in the top half of the 5th inning. To the bottom of the 5th we go. We're all tied at 2. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Left fielder, Johnny Sage.
Johnny Sage, Dalton Harum, and Blake Klassen do up here in the 5th inning for the Applesox as we're tied at 2-2. Great job by the relief pitcher for the Applesox, Grant Brunt, to come in and squelch a little rally for Portland in the top half of this inning. Let's see if the Sox can regain the lead here. And the first pitch is on the way in there for a strike with a fastball from Daniel Naughton, who has settled down to have a nice game here. He's got 5 strikeouts as the Sox have reached 3 times successfully via the hit here in the ball game, have scored 2 runs. This pitch misses for a ball, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike to Johnny Sage. Again, Wenatchee fell behind 1-0 as Portland scored in the first. Wenatchee came right back, scored, in the top of the 2nd inning. Wenatchee scored in the bottom of the 2nd to tie it, then took the lead on a run in the 3rd, but then gave that lead back in the 4th. And that's where we sit still here in the bottom of the 5th. At 2-2 with a count 2-1 to Johnny Sage. Pitch to the plate, swung on and ripped hard and past the diving second baseman into right field. A hard hit screamer off the bat of Johnny Sage. That's his first safe hit of the night. Applesox with a leadoff man aboard for the 4th of 5 innings here tonight, and that'll bring up center fielder Dalton Harum. Harum was hit by a pitch and scored Wenatchee's first run in the 2nd on a fielding error, and struck out swinging in the 3rd. So he'll step up here 0 for 1 in the ball game officially, as he'll take a long look down to the signs by Kyle Crustangel in the 3rd base coach's box. We'll see if Kyle puts the game in motion here. Pitch to the plate is in there for a strike. 0-1 to count to Dalton Harum. Harum originally out of Wenatchee, now a senior at Virginia Tech, coming home and playing for the summer for the home team here in summer collegiate baseball. Not ready, and the 0-1 pitch swung on and hit foul, and that's going to go over towards the tennis courts here at Wenatchee Valley College. And the count to ball or no balls and 2 strikes to Dalton Harrell. Right-hander throwing down on the pin behind Naughton for the Pickles. And I got no chance of seeing the number on the back of that man who is about a football field away from me. The runner from first goes. The pitch is outside. The throw down to second base, and it is off of the runner, and down to third goes Johnny Sage. Sage was not sliding for whatever reason, and the ball caroms off of him and goes out to center field. So give him a stolen base, and I think they're going to give a throwing error on the catcher to move him down to third. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Dalton Harrell. I don't know if Sage thought it was a dead ball, but he was not sliding, and the ball hit him on the throw. This pitch swung on and fouled off of the catcher, and the count remains a ball and 2 strikes on Harrell, who now could untie this ball game with just a fly ball to the outfield. Nobody out for Wenatchee, and a runner 90 feet away from giving the Sox the lead here, trying to win their 2nd game in a row. 1-2 to count to Harrell. And here comes Naughton's delivery to the plate. It's low. The ball gets behind the catcher. Here comes Johnny Sage running home. Throw home is not in time and safe on a wild pitch. Is Johnny Sage. The Applesox take the lead 3-2. He didn't go right away, but then decided he's going to go for it when that ball kind of stuck to the backstop, and the count even now to Harrell at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not ready, and the pitch to the plate is low for ball 3. Not in the ball game, has walked 3 batters. He's hit 2 batters, and now has gone full to Harrell at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way is swung on a fly ball sky high to center field. Backing up is Jensen, backing up further. The wind taking that one in the jet stream here, but he's able to make the catch for the out, and well, that would have scored the run anyway. So 1 out for the Applesox, 1 run in, brings up right fielder Blake Klassen. Klassen's 1 for 1. He walked in the 2nd and a base hit in the 3rd. Steps up now for the Applesox, but first I think we're going to get a pitching change for Portland. Yes, we are. And with the pitching change made, we'll take a 60-second timeout here on our broadcast, and we'll tell you who the new pitcher is coming up as the night is now done for Daniel Naughton. As the Applesox have taken the lead here in the 5th, 3-2. We'll tell you who the new pitcher is coming up right after this. You're watching Applesox Baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
New pitcher on the mound is another Gonzaga University product out of Bellevue. He's a 6'4", 210-pound right-hander, Colin Suter. That's a good name if you want to be a pitcher. Colin Suter on the mound now for the Portland Pickles, 2nd pitcher of the night. Daniel Naughton goes 4 1/3. He is clean of the night as he allowed 3 runs on 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Also a couple of hit batsmen here in the ball game tonight, the line for Daniel Naughton. So he's on the hook for this one, but we still have a long way to go as we're in the bottom of the 5th inning. As again, Suter now taking over, wearing number 48 on his back. Wenatchee with one down in the inning, and that'll right fielder Blake Klassen waiting to step up here for the Wenatchee Applesox. Our broadcast brought to you in part tonight by One Way Construction. Founded in 2000, One Way is a premier custom home builder and construction company in Leavenworth, Cashmere, Chelan, Wenatchee, North Central Washington areas. Whether your project requires general contracting, framing, concrete, or consulting services, they want to be part of making your vision a reality. They believe that great communication and customer service plays the most important role of a successful construction project. Find them on the web at onewayconstructionnw.com. So again, another Gonzaga Bulldog on the mound here. 2 in a row for the Portland Pickles as Suter takes over. Blake Klassen will be the first person he faces, and the right-hander set with nobody on the base paths, and a high kick, and the fastball misses high and away for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Blake Klassen. Again, Klassen 1 for 1 with a base hit in his last plate appearance in the third. He also walked and got as far as third base in the second. 1-0 the count as Suter comes set. We got a timeout taken here by the home plate umpire. Wind still blowing around. It looked like maybe a speck of dirt got in the left eye of Blake Klassen, so he'll back away and regain his composure, step back in, and the 1-0 pitch on the way from Suter is swung on and fouled into the glove of the catcher, and the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Rudinsky taking over for Perry, who got hurt earlier in this ball game on a foul ball that hit him right on the inside portion of the knee, and so he's over icing in the dugout. And the 1-1 pitch is a little bit low for ball 2. 2-1. Applesox baseball brought to you by Global Car Care. Quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians celebrating 25 years in the car care business. They speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. 2-1 count to Klassen. And the pitch by Suter is on the inside corner for a strike, and the count even to Klassen at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hunter Montgomery on deck here. Wenatchee with 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. Portland 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for the Pickles. That wind, as you hear in the microphones here, still continuing to blow out towards right field. The pitch to the plate bounces in for a ball, and that got the umpire right in the knee. It's a hard night on knees here tonight as the count runs full to Klassen at 3-2. Umpire, you can't tell unless you look closely. They are wearing shin guards underneath of their slacks behind home plate especially. He also has, if you look down at his shoe tops, those shin guards go down and cover the feet as well, but it still doesn't completely take away the sting of a ball that comes back and hits you. And that got the home plate umpire. Count full to Klassen with 1 in and 1 out and nobody on, and a swing and a miss by Klassen. So the second out of the inning is a strikeout, the first in relief by Colin Suter, and that'll bring up the designated hitter Hunter Montgomery. Montgomery 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the second, an RBI single in the third on a great at bat as he fouled off one after another, staying alive, and was able to get himself aboard and drive in Connor Kiefer on an RBI single to left for Wenatchee's second of their 3 runs that they scored here in the 5th. This pitch swung on and missed. A little bit ahead of that pitch was Montgomery. 0-1 the count to Hunter. Suter, deliberate worker on the mound with the 0-1 pitch, is a cross and a strike call. My goodness, that looked low. And I think Hunter Montgomery thought that was low as well as he talks back to the home plate umpire, asking him, really? That wasn't a little low, huh? Apparently not. 0-2 the count with 2 outs. Nobody aboard. And Suter's pitch, curveball, and way out in front of that one was Montgomery as he fouls it off into the Applesox dugout. Look back at the scoreboard here, see what else is happening in the West Coast League tonight. Says Wenatchee looks like they're going to be in a must-win situation looking around the rest of the West Coast League, especially the team that's right behind them in the North Division second half. Yakima Valley They're leading Ridgefield tonight in the bottom of the fifth inning, 14-2 the score in that one. Swing and a miss by Montgomery, and he's gone, and so are the Sox here. But Wenatchee does get a run on a base hit and an error. Nobody left. We'll head to the sixth inning of play. Wenatchee on top of Portland. 3-2. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Lively.
3-2 our score as we head to the sixth inning of play and wrapping up the first 2/3 of this ball game here tonight at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Austin Lively starts things off here in the second, and the first pitch from Grant Brunt is outside for ball one. 1-0 the count. The second pitcher, second batter faced by Grant Brunt in relief of Sam White, who goes 4 2/3, allowed 2 runs, 2 hits, only 1 earned run. This pitch is low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. 4 strikeouts, 5 walks tonight for Sam Wyatt. So an interesting line for the opener for the Applesox at Northern Colorado University. 2-0 the count here, and Brunt's next pitch misses low for ball 3. Portland has had the leadoff man aboard 3 different times tonight, 2 via an error and 1 on a base hit back in the first. 2 runs to show for it. As a 3-0 to Lively, and he'll take the pitch all the way for strike 1. We're running down the rest of the scores in the West Coast League. 14-2 Yakima leading Ridgefield in the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 6th, Cowlitz on top of Walla Walla 2-1 as this pitch misses outside for ball 4. So a 6-pitch walk given up by Brunt puts the leadoff man aboard for the 4th time here tonight in 6 innings for Portland, and that'll bring up the man who had to take over at catcher, Rudinsky, here for the Pickles. As Perry had to take a seat with a sore knee after getting bonked behind home plate. The first pitch to Rudinsky is in there for a strike. 0-1 to count. Rudinsky is 6'2", 200-pound junior out of Lane Community College. Hometown is Portland. The next pitch misses low and away for a ball on a curveball. Count even to Rudinsky at 1 ball and 1 strike. Thomas Rudinsky for the Portland Pickles, as that wind continues to buffet us here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Rudinsky takes the next pitch for a ball, and the count runs to 2-1 on Rudinsky, who's batting .230 on the season, 6 for 26, a home run and 3 RBIs. Runner at first, aboard on a walk, is Austin Lively. Pitch to the plate, swung on and hit hard but foul. Look out, they got a gathering of people in front of the brickwork here by the Pepsi Picnic Pavilion, but looks like everybody's safe as the count goes even to Rudinsky at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of talk about protecting fans. The net here at Paul Thomas Senior Field goes all the way down to the end of the dugout here on the third base side. but stops right on the front edge of the dugout on the first base side. This pitch swung on and popped up into left field. Wind could make it interesting, but Johnny Sage is right there for the catch and the out. So one out here for Portland in the sixth will bring up their shortstop, Alex Lambo. Lambo with an RBI triple in his last plate appearance as he hit it in the gap between Sage and Harum out there in left center field. He's 1 for 2 tonight, also with a line out to center field. So he's hit the ball hard twice here in this contest. Surveying the defense on how they play him, which would be straight away in center field. One down for the Pickles, and the pitch to the plate is in there for a strike with a fastball. 0-1 the count to Lambo. Appreciate whomever might be watching us on our television coverage here tonight. Also streaming on our Facebook page at ncwlife.com on the Facebook. This pitch swung on and missed, and he was behind that pitch, and a nice fastball there from Rudinsky, or from Brunt, that is, excuse me. And 0-2 the count quickly on Alex Lambo. Lambo back in and ready. Grant Brunt ready. Runner from first holds. The pitch swung on and popped up foul on the first base side and out of play. The count stays at 0-2. Love the fact our camera crew over there, they both crane their necks around to watch that ball go foul, but their cameras stay right on the field. That's a bunch of good folks right there. 0-2 the count to Alex Lambo, the junior out of Loyola Marymount, back in the right-handed batter's box. Short lead at first by Lively. He'll run, fake the run, and now he will go as the pitch was in the dirt and goes all the way to the backstop. So wild pitch issued by Brunt, and the count of 1-2 strikes to Lambo. Now a runner in scoring position for Portland again on the night. Brunt kind of wriggles that right shoulder around as Lambo is back in and ready. And Brunt ready. And here comes the 1-2 pitch from the right-hander, and it's swung on and hit on a line to center field for a base hit, and that's going to score a run. The throw home from Harum is up the line, and that's going to allow the runner to get down to second base. You know, at that point, you just got to throw it to second. I mean, Lively with a lot of speed, easily going to score on that play, and allowing that throw to go home just gives up a base 90 feet. Give an RBI on the single for Lambo, who moves down to second on the throw. And back to the top of the order for Portland for center fielder John Jensen, and we're tied at 3-3. And a runner stays in scoring position with that throw home. Pitch to the plate is a fastball low for ball one. So a good night at the plate for Lambo. He's 2 for 3 now and has driven in 2 of Portland's 3 runs. So the number 9 hitter, kind of a snake bite for the Applesox here in this one so far. 1-0 the count to Jensen, and we've got time out of home plate. Applesox have a right-hander warming up down in the bullpen, and that would be Cameron Summer for Wenatchee. Meanwhile, the 1-0 pitch to the plate is outside and low for ball 2. Rest of the West Coast League tonight. Port Angeles on top of Bellingham in the bottom of the 7th. A swing and a miss on a pitch that was in the dirt. So Jensen helping Brunt out on that pitch. 2-1 the count. Port Angeles leading in that one at Joe Martin Field tonight, 3-0. And Bend all over Corvallis tonight in the first game of that series. 13-1 the score in the bottom of the 6th inning in Bend. This pitch swung on and fouled off, and the count goes now even to Jensen at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Singled to right in the first and flew out twice to left in the third, and then again in his last plate appearance in the 4th. So a 1 for 3 night for the leadoff man, John Jensen, who's even in the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Grant Brunt looks in for the sign from catcher Dylan McPhillips. Short lead at second, pitch to the plate, swung on a miss, and a good strikeout there for the second out. Second strikeout of the game in relief for Brunt, and that'll bring up left fielder Johnny Andorfer. Andorfer is, well, he has sacrifice bunt in the first, got aboard on an error in the third, or excuse me, got aboard on a walk in the third, got aboard on an error in the fifth. Andorfer, pretty large fella, 6'3", 197 pounds, as the wind buffets our table here above the third base dugout, and the pitch to the plate is way outside, and 1-0 the count to Andorfer. With that wind blowing out to right field, it certainly makes it shorter for a left-handed batter if you can get a hold of a inside pitch or get ahead of one. 1-0 the count to the left fielder here for the Pickles. Pitch to the plate is outside again for ball 2. Kyle Manzardo waiting on deck here for Portland, who have scored the game-tying run here in this 6th inning on an RBI single by Alex Lambo, who stands out there at second base right now. Grant Brunt ready. And the pitch. Strike call. Fans voicing their pleasure on that pitch called strike by the home plate umpire. Boy, it is chilled off a lot here. 76 degrees now here at the ballpark. This pitch is in there for strike 2. So nice job by Brunt to come back into the count here with it even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 run is in, and Grant Brunt trying to hold it right there as the game is tied at 3. Wind buffeting everybody here at the ballpark. And the 2-2 wind to delivery by Brunt is swung on and missed, and gone is Andorfer for the 3rd strikeout of the game in relief by Grant Brunt, as he'll get a hand from the dugout. As we're tied at 3, we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Life channel.
The 6th inning is sponsored by Clearview Janitorial.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field, Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Applesox baseball here on the NCW Life channel is brought to you in part by One Way Construction, a premier custom home builder and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. Online, onewayconstructionnw.com. Back and forth ball game, all tied at 3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And the 7-8-9 batter due up here for Wenatchee. Cody Darcy, Dylan McPhillips, and Brett Gillis. Applesox with 3 runs on 4 hits and 3 errors. Portland 3 runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors. Again, with a little bit of everything tonight. The only thing we have not had is a home run. Maybe it's time. Cody Darcy steps up, got aboard on an error in the second, and grounded out to second in the third. First pitch to him here, swung on and grounded toward third, through for a base hit. Diving attempt by Velasquez. Can't get to it. first safe base hit of the night for Cody Darcy to lead off the 6th inning, and that'll bring up catcher Dylan McPhillips. Well, Wenatchee got the leadoff man aboard in the 5th, and Johnny Sage eventually came around and scored, so leadoff man aboard here in the 6th. Can they do the same? McPhillips 0 for 2 tonight. Pop foul to first in the 1st and struck out swinging in the 4th. See if Kyle Crustangel hasn't put the bunt down here with Darcy aboard at first base. The pitch to the plate is a little inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to McPhillips. Ryan Altenberger out of the lineup here tonight for the Applesox. Expected to be back in the lineup tomorrow night. Got a 5:35 start time tomorrow. The league website is incorrect in that start time. This pitch is low for a ball. 2-0 the count to McPhillips. The league website says that tomorrow's game starts at 6:35, but trust the Applesox website, applesox.com. That game starts tomorrow at 5:35 here at the ballpark. Going to be sunny and no wind tomorrow, so a nice day at the ballpark with high temperatures in the 80s. Pitch to the plate is low for a ball. Snap throw down to first. Not in time. 3-0 count to McPhillips with Brett Gillis waiting on deck for Wenatchee. Daniel Naughton, the starter for Portland, goes 4 1/3, 3 runs, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. The line on him tonight is Colin Suter. Now takes over. Pitch to the plate is taken all the way by McPhillips, and the count runs to 3-1 on that strike called there. By the way, if you missed any of our broadcasts here on the NCW Life channel, we've got them on our website on demand at ncwlife.com. You can watch the game a few weeks ago against Bellingham. This pitch is low and inside for ball 4, so 2-man aboard for the Applesox as McPhillips earns a 5-pitch walk, and that'll bring up third baseman Brett Gillis. Gillis is 0 for 1. He struck out looking in the 2nd, got aboard on a walk in the 4th. Wenatchee a chance to maybe get the lead back here in the bottom half of the 6th with a runner at first and second. Darcy at second, McPhillips at first, and Gillis at the plate. Here comes the first pitch to him by Suter. It's inside for ball 1.
Take that ball. Give it right, Brett.
Large-ish crowd here tonight, but kind of quiet at Paul Thomas. I think everybody trying to stay warm tonight. Temperature has dipped to 75 degrees. This pitch is inside for a ball. 2-0 the count to Brett Gillis. A right-hander warming up down in the bullpen for Portland. Also the Applesox with a couple of bodies down in their pen. Been warming here for a while. 2-0 count, pitch to the plate, high and outside for ball 3. So Suter is a pitch away from loading the bases up for the Applesox as Cody Colden waits on deck. And again, wind buffeting out to right field here at the ballpark this evening. The 3-0 pitch by Suter on the way to Gillis is in there for a strike, and the count runs to 3-1. Well, Cody Darcy with a leadoff base hit sits out there at second base. McPhillips with a 5-pitch walk is at first, and Brett Gillis with a count in his favor at 3-1. Colin Suter is ready, and the right-hander's delivery is in there for strike 2, called, and the count runs full to Gillis at 3 balls and 2 strikes. All tied up at 3. Portland getting the tying run in the top half of this inning. Nobody out, 2 on for Wenatchee. And here comes the full count pitch. Instead, a turnaround, a look at second, thinking maybe that Darcy was going to be sent in motion early. Good eye by Darcy to look carefully at the footwork of the pitcher. And now Suter again set. The 3-2 pitch as the runner's hold is in there for strike 3. Gone looking is Brett Gillis. Gillis was ready to throw that bat aside, thinking he had earned his way aboard on a walk, but no. One out here in the 6th. That's a third strikeout in relief by Suter, and back to the top of the order for the Applesox for second baseman Cody Colden. Cody is 1 for 3 in the ball game, singled in the first, struck out in the second, and hit into a fielder's choice to the third baseman in the 4th. First pitch to Colden, misses low and inside for ball 1. The Applesox, by the way, have left 6 men on the base paths so far in this ball game. That was something that was kind of a problem in the series against Walla Walla, where the Sweets took 2 of 3 from Wenatchee. 1-0 the count to Colden here, and the pitch by Suter is high and away for ball 2. Applesox baseball brought to you by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals and a homey old-fashioned dining room open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9. Call 509-665-9529 to make your reservations. 2-0 pitch here, high and inside for ball 3. So 3 batters in a row. Suter has gone 3 balls before getting a first strike. That was the case to Phillips, who walked, the case to Gillis, who struck out. And now the catcher, Rudinsky, is going to come out and talk to his pitcher on the mound. So 5:35 start time tomorrow between these two teams, and then 6:35 start time on Monday as the Applesox entertain the Portland Pickles. Only time they'll see Portland here this season. Of course, Portland out of the South Division of the West Coast League. 3-0 the count. Colden ready, and the pitch taken all the way with a fastball for a strike, and the count runs to 3-1. Wenatchee has a non-league game on Wednesday here at home against the Cascade Collegiate League Showcase team. This pitch is low for ball 4, so the Applesox have the bases loaded with 1 out for Connor Kiefer.
Now coming to bat for the Applesox.
Darcy goes to third, McPhillips to second, Colden aboard on the walk, and Kiefer looking for his first hit in the ball game. He struck out in the first, popped out in the 4th, and walked and scored in the 3rd, but we'll probably get a pitching change before we can get there. So with the change being made, we'll take a break and come back. 3-3 tie, but the Sox trying to untie it when we come back. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Live Channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We'll do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
New pitcher on the mound for the Portland Pickles taking over is Timothy Post, a 6'2", 175-pound right-hander, junior out of Columbia University from Rolling Hills, California. The third man on the mound for the Pickles here tonight. Colin Suter goes an inning, is responsible for all 3 on the base paths, as Post will come in and inherit a bases-loaded jam here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a game that's tied at 3-3, and a wind howling out to right field. We thought the wind would die down once the sun set behind the Cascades, but boy, that has not been the case here, as that wind continues to buffet us here at the ballpark. Connor Kiefer will be the first man to face Timothy Post in relief here for Portland. As Darcy's at third, McPhillips at second, and Cody Colden at first base. One down in the inning, so the Applesox is trying to get the ball out of the infield here and get the lead back. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning, tied at 3-3. Kiefer, as I mentioned, 0 for 2. He did walk and score in the third. First pitch to him is in there for a strike, in the count 0-1 on Connor Kiefer, the 6-foot, 170-pound junior out of Columbia Basin Community College. For the Applesox this summer in limited play, batting 193. Looking for a big RBI here. 0-1 the count to him. Batter back in the right-handed batter's box, and the right-hander on the mound delivers to the plate and swing and a miss on a pitch, and he was way out full in front of that curveball, and the count 0-2 to Kiefer. Johnny Sage waiting on deck. Sage with a base hit and a run scored tonight in his last go-around back in the fifth. That gave Wenatchee a 3-2 lead, but it didn't last long as Portland came right back and scored here in the top half of this inning, the sixth, to tie it up at 3-3. Wenatchee with the bases jammed, and an 0-2 count to Kiefer. Bounces in. Nice stop by the catcher, Rudinsky, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. So Cascade Collegiate will be here on Wednesday night to take on the Applesox in a non-league game, and then Wenatchee will host Yakima next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll have that Saturday game live here on the NCW Live channel. 1-2 count to Kiefer, and the pitch to the plate is a curveball. Just missed outside, and the count goes to 2-2. You can hear the Applesox dugout below us voicing their support of Kiefer, and meanwhile the Portland dugout voicing their support of Post on the mound. The right-hander again comes set. Now with the count at 2-2. Runners hold. The pitch is inside and goes clear behind the batter. And the count goes to 3-2. Bob Bucher on Major League would say just a bit inside. It went behind the legs of Connor Kiefer. So Connor was behind 0-2 and now has worked the count full. No place to put him. Bases are loaded in a 3-3 game here in the bottom of the sixth inning with 1 out. And the pitch to the plate swung on and hit hard through for a base hit. That's going to score 1 run. They're going to hold the runner at third base on a throw in from left fielder John Endorfer. And how about that play appearance for Connor Kiefer? Give it an RBI. As Darcy comes home to score, the Applesox have regained the lead 4-3. That run will be counted on Suter since he loaded the bases up before giving away to Post.
Left fielder Johnny Sage.
And that'll bring up Sage. Johnny hit into a double play in the first to the second baseman, flew out to left in the third, and then got a base hit and scored a run in the fifth. Again, Wenatchee just answering the call. Give up a run, get a run. Give up a run, get a run. And that's the case again here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Sage in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch to him is across but low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Sox could really open this game up here with another safe base hit. McPhillips at third base. Cody Colden at second. Connor Kiefer at first. Pitch swung on, chopped off the plate. Fair ball. Second baseman comes in. Ball goes over his head. 1 run scores. Rounding third and heading home. And scoring is Cody Colden on a 2-run single by Johnny Sage.
Now coming to bat for the Applesox.
Tough play. Austin Lively coming in. And that ball just took a nasty hop, goes over his head. McPhillips scores. Colden scores. Applesox now lead at 6-3 and still working here in the bottom of the sixth. Kiefer ends up at third base, and now Dalton Harum steps in. 0 for 2. Scored a run after being hit by a pitch back in the second. First pitch by Post to him is in there for a strike. 0-1 to count on Dalton Harum, who struck out in the third and flew out the center in his last at bat in the fifth. Sage at first base. Kiefer at third base. Still only one out in the inning for Wenatchee. And the pitch to the plate is in there. No, I guess inside for a ball. 1-1 to Dalton Harum. Applesox with 3 runs in here in the inning as they get a crooked number and lead it now 6-3. The 1-1 pitch by Post is across and a strike called. Snap throw down to first, and they got the runner at first base. Boy, I don't know. Kyle Crustangel wants to go out and talk to the base umpire about that one, as Johnny Sade still stands over at the bag at first base. And Kyle has a few choice words for the base umpire on that call, saying that he was out on a snap throw down by the catcher. So 2-3, officially caught stealing is the way you write that one down. So 2 down for the Applesox. And a count of ball and 2 strikes on Harum. Still a duck on the pond 90 feet away. Maybe if a ball gets in the dirt. Post is ready, and the right-hander's delivery to the plate swung on and missed, and that's going to do it for Wenatchee. But they do get 3 runs on 3 hits, and 1 man is left. We'll head to the 7th inning of play. Wenatchee on top 6-3. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
Gather behind the first base dugout.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Blake Klassen, Hunter Montgomery, and Cody Darcy due up for the Applesox in their part of the 7th inning as they'll face Timothy Post for the 2nd inning here in relief. The first pitch lined into right field for a base hit. And a leadoff man aboard for the Applesox on the sharply struck ball by Blake Klassen. First pitch to him. Swinging and lining it, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Hunter Montgomery. Montgomery 1 for 2 tonight, hit by a pitch in the 2nd. He had an RBI single in the 3rd and struck out swinging in the 5th. So Hunter steps in with a runner aboard. Wenatchee up 6-3 here as we're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch to the plate is a little inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Hunter Montgomery. Alex Ernie on our Facebook page saying that C.J. Getman used to be my catcher when we played in Wenatchee. Now I can't believe he is pitching for the San Francisco Giants. This pitch swung on and missed by Hunter Montgomery. The count even at a ball and a strike. Thank you, Alex, for watching us on our Facebook stream. We also see Cody Prakeschott and John Griggs. Hello, boys. Thanks for watching in on our Facebook stream tonight. 1-1 the count as the Applesox lead it. And the pitch to the plate is a little bit low for a ball. 2-1 the count. Well, we were hoping the wind was going to die down tonight. but it has definitely not done so. In fact, I'll dial up the weather service here and see what we can anticipate. Firefighters, of course, on the lines not liking the fire. They love the cool temperatures, but not the wind blowing here as the pitch misses outside to Montgomery. 3-1 the count. Colin Suter, by the way, an inning, 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks in his inning of relief for Portland. Timothy Post working his 2nd inning of relief now, and the 3-1 pitch is swung on, and look out to the on-deck man, Cody Darcy, as that ball comes foul right at him. Montgomery hitting .238 on the season for Wenatchee with 4 home runs and 20 RBIs. Back in and ready with a count full, and the pitch to him is strike 3 called, and gone is Hunter Montgomery. Looking, first out for Wenatchee, and that'll bring up shortstop Cody Darcy. Applesox baseball on the broadcast tonight, brought to you by Biosports Physical Therapy. Provides the best environment, most qualified, experienced therapists in North Central Washington. You have the right to select your healthcare team. Why wouldn't you choose the best? Choose Biosports. 1 down, 1 aboard for the Applesox as shortstop Cody Darcy steps in. Toss over to the bag at first is not in time. Darcy is 1 for 3 tonight. Got aboard on an error in the 2nd. Grounded to the 2nd baseman in the 3rd, and a base hit and a run scored in the 6th. Pitch to him here by Post, swung on a fly ball deep right center field. Center fielder going back. Wynn's got it, and it's going to be off the base of the fence. Rounding 2nd, heading into 3rd, and they're going to hold Blake Klassen at 3rd base on the 1-out double by Cody Darcy.
Now batting, catcher Dylan McPhillips.
So runners in scoring position for Wenatchee, a chance to add to their lead here as catcher Dylan McPhillips will step up, looking for his first base hit of the night. 0 for 2. He popped out foul to the first baseman in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th, and walked and scored in the 6th. Infield drawn in all the way around here. So McPhillips just looking for something to pop into shallow outfield somewhere. The pitch to the plate is a curveball outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Timothy Post working in relief, and Portland has a right-hander starting to warm up down to the bullpen. Wenatchee has a left-hander throwing down in its pen. 1-0 the count on what's turned out to be kind of a chilly night, if you will, with this wind blowing. 74 degrees here at the ballpark. The pitch is in the dirt outside, and taking a look was Klassen. The ball got away from the catcher on the first base side, but didn't go very far, about 10 feet away from him. Klassen thought about it. The count 2-0 to Dylan McPhillips now. Hitters count coming up to McPhillips. Post on the season with a 4.5 earned run average. 10 innings pitched so far on the season. And the right-hander's delivery to the plate is low for ball 3. So he's a pitch away from loading the bases for Brett Gillis. Gillis waiting on deck. McPhillips would love to drive in 1, maybe 2 here. Outfield on the left side is a little shallow. This pitch is outside for ball 4. So that loads him up for Brett Gillis. Klassen at 3rd, Darcy at 2nd, McPhillips at first base. And Brett Gillis looking for his first hit of the night. In fact, he's 0 for 2, struck out looking twice and walked. So Applesox fans rooting on the 3rd baseman for Wenatchee, hoping to add to that 3-run lead here, give it a little more cushion as we sink into nightfall in the Wenatchee Valley. First pitch, curveball, strike on the outside corner, called 0-1 to Brett Gillis. The next pitch bounces in. Nice stop by Rudinsky behind home plate. The count evens to Gillis at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, according to the National Weather Service, tonight west winds becoming light after midnight. Okay. 5 to 10 in the meantime. Although right now, don't say anything, but it's a little calmer. The 1-1 pitch on the way to the plate is strike 2 called. Boy, that looked low, and that is going to draw the ire of the fans here, as well as a look to the heavens by Brett Gillis, wondering, how do I get a break? Struck out twice looking and walked. Gotta put the ball in play here. The 1-2 pitch to him bounces in, and a nice stop by Rudinsky, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Sox third baseman. Says the wind at the airport is only 8 miles an hour right now. Humidity is at 31%. That's good news for firefighters who've been battling about 1,500 acre fire to the north of us. There's also a fire burning on the very north end of Lake Chelan. 2-2 the count, and the pitch to the plate swung on and fouled away, and staying alive on a pitch that probably was outside is Brett Gillis, but a good job of poking that one out of play. The Desert Canyon fire, hopefully they're able to make more ground on it today before the winds came up. And the winds didn't really come up until afternoon today. 2-2 the count to Gillis. Bases loaded, bottom of the 7th. Pitch swung on and fisted, and it's going to be a double play, and the inning will end on a ball off the end of the bat that Kyle Manzardo will grab and then step on the bag for the twin killing. That'll do it for Wenatchee. They leave 2 aboard here in the 7th. We'll head to the 8th. It's 6-3. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Kevin Summer will continue to pitch on the mound for the Applesox as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Kyle Velasquez, Austin Lively, and Rudinsky due up here in the 8th for Portland. The number 6, 7, and 8 batters here in the lineup for the Pickles. Velasquez has scored twice tonight for Portland. Got aboard on a walk and error and struck out looking. The first pitch here is fouled off in the count 0-1 on Kyle Velasquez as we are 23 minutes into 9 o'clock here on this Saturday night. Thanks for joining us here at the ballpark on the NCW Life Channel, and thanks for watching our stream tonight on Facebook as well. For those who are watching online, curious about what's happening with the Sox. Curveball here is taken for a strike in the count 0-2 on Kyle Velasquez. 6 foot, 175-pound sophomore from St. Mary's steps back in. Velasquez on the season with a .214 batting average. And the wind and delivery by Summers is swung on and fouled off the screen on the first base side, so the count remains at 0-2. Applesox baseball also brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control, your local North Central Washington pest control experts, serving Wenatchee, Chelan, Leavenworth, Quincy, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and everyone in between. Call 509-797-0090. That's 509-797-0090. Velasquez takes the next pitch for a ball in the dirt. 1-2 the count. Summer, by the way, 5.54 earned run average. 16 strikeouts on the season. And a swing and barely getting a piece of that was Velasquez. So the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Again, Summer with his record 1-1 on the season, making his 11th appearance for the Applesox. The 1-2 pitch on the way to Velasquez, swung on and missed. 3rd strikeout in relief here for Summer. And with 1 gone in the 8th, that'll bring up second baseman Austin Lively. Fans here kind of bundling up to the evening hour progresses, and the wind continues to blow here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Catching up to date on some other scores around the West Coast League after this first pitch is in the dirt and goes all the way back to the backstop to Austin Lively. 1-0 the count. They are in the bottom of the 7th. Whoa, the two teams have combined for 25 runs tonight. Yakima leading Ridgefield 17-8. Cowlitz in the bottom of the 8th leading Walla Walla 5-1. So the Sweets in danger of losing their 2nd straight after falling to Wenatchee last night 5-3. Bend over Corvallis, that one's gone final 13-1. And Port Angeles beats Bellingham 3-1. And that's crucial for the Applesox because in the overall scheme of things, Bellingham drops to 19-20, and Wenatchee, if they can hang on here, will improve to 22-21 overall. And that's what we're talking about here as far as the postseason, really. Next pitch misses, so a 4-pitch walk given up to Austin Lively. And that will bring up Rudinsky. So Thomas Rudinsky coming in here. Thomas brought in when the starting catcher tonight took a foul ball off of his knee, and Perry had to come out of the ball game. Darius Perry, toss over to first base, is not in time as Lively gets back there just fine. So 1 of 3 games still in play here on the West Coast League schedule tonight. This pitch misses for a ball to Rudinsky, and the count 1-0. Rudinsky, since he came in replacement of Perry, is 0 for 1. He flew out to left in the 6th. There are 3 bodies standing around the bullpen area for Wenatchee, but nobody throwing. The pitch to the plate here is a swing and a miss, and he was way out in front of that one. And the count evens to Rudinsky at 1 ball and 1 strike. By the way, Rudinsky stepping back in the right-handed batter's box with the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. He takes the next pitch for a strike, and the count 1-2. Rudinsky 230 on the season, 6 for 26 in West Coast League play, 1 home run and 3 RBIs for the man who took over at catcher out of Lane Community College. Summer ready, and the runner from first holds. The pitch to the plate is swung on and fouled at the plate. Rudinsky staying alive there, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. After the ball game's over, we'll quickly head down to the field, talk to Kyle Crestangel about this one. See if we can also grab one of the players as well. Don't know who that would be at this point in time. Kind of look at the offensive set tonight. Johnny Sage with a couple of big base hits. Sage out there in left field for the Applesox. The 1-2 pitch, strike 3 called. Gone looking for the 4th strikeout is Rudinsky. 2 outs here in the 8th, and that'll bring up shortstop Alex Lambo, who has had a great night tonight for Portland. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI triple, an RBI single, and he lined out to center. Again, wind blowing out to right here, and Portland always a danger of the long ball. This pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to count to Lambo. This will be the first time that Lambo has faced Summer since Summer came on in relief in the 7th. Cameron looks in. The bearded one gets the sign, checks the runner at first base, and here comes the right-hander sidewinder throw, and it's swung on and fouled at the plate, and it will skip off the netting on the third base side, and the count 0-2 on Alex Lambo. So of the fans who were here earlier, a lot have escaped into the evening hours to try to get warm as the choice of clothing here earlier today with the temperatures in the 90s was, of course, shorts and short sleeves. Pitch to the plate is swung on and chopped off of the plate. Third baseman coming in, bare hand throw to first, and it's in time. No! Oh my gosh, I thought they got it cleanly at first base. What a play at third by Brett Gillis. Bare hand of the ball, threw across the diamond, and I thought sure they had him out at first base, but no, the base umpire says he was safe. So an infield single, basically what turns out to be a swinging bunt as it slowly dribbled up the third baseline and on the grass. So runners at first and second now with 2 down, and back to the top of the order for center fielder John Jensen. Jensen's 1 for 4, a couple of flyouts to left, a strikeout, and a single to right. So the tying man will come to the plate here in this 8th inning, left-handed batter John Jensen. First pitch to him is inside for ball 1. So we talked about Portland and their abilities on the base paths and at the plate, and sticky situation suddenly for the Applesox, and this pitch swung on a hop. High ball taken by the second baseman. Nice job, and no, they're going to stay safe at first. Connor Kiefer couldn't get his footwork settled as Cody Colden did a great job to field that ball, but no, safe at first is Jensen. Bases are loaded. Kyle Crustangel comes over and says, can you get an appeal on the home plate for me, please? As the umpires gather to talk about it. We'll see if home plate umpire overrules. Nope. He says it is safe at first. And now Kyle Crustangel wants to come out and get a new pitcher, as Cameron Summer, I believe, will be relieved here. We'll see. Yep, that'll be it. As Kyle talked about it before the ball game, he says, look, he says every game is a playoff game. There is no room for error here. And so it looks like we'll have a double switch possibly here in this game. So pitching change and also maybe a defensive change, as Altenberger is going to come in right field. We will take a break and come back with the changes made. It's a 6-3 ball game, but look out. Bases are loaded for Portland here in the top of the 8th inning. We'll be back next here on the NCW Life Channel.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
So Brett Gillis is going to come in and pitch here for the Applesox in relief. So Altenberger will go out to right field. Klassen will move in to first base. And let's see what they do with the rest of the infield. Looks like Kiefer is going to go to second or third. Well, let's see. We'll wait till they get back in their positions here. Kiefer could be at shortstop. I don't know. Right now, he's out there with Cody Darcy. No, he will go to third. So Kiefer going to go from first to third. Brett Gillis onto the mound, and Ryan Altenberger will go out to right field. So that's the defensive changes here for the Applesox. As Summer is done, Brett Gillis now takes over, fourth man of the ball game for the Applesox, and he will face Jensen. By the way, they ruled that an error on Wenatchee that allowed Jensen to go to get a board. So I guess that would be an error on the throw. Tough to go against Cody Colden, but John Endorfer now takes over. Or not takes over, but will step up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. First pitch by Gillis, a swing and a miss on a hefty fastball, and a count 0-1 on John Endorfer. John is 0 for the night so far. Sack bunt in the first, walk in the third, got a board on an error in the fifth, and struck out in his last plate appearance in the sixth. Gillis ready, and the pitch to the plate is right down the middle for a called strike at the count 0-2. On John Endorfer. So Gillis in relief, trying to get the final out here in the top of the 8th inning, with Wenatchee leading at 6-3, but the bases jammed. The 0-2 pitch on the way is swung on, popped up in the infield, and in on the ball comes Kiefer, and he will make the catch, and that will do it. A nice job by Gillis in relief. And the side retired. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-3, Wenatchee leads. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
The 8th inning is sponsored by Palo Gaming.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
So here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to hold everything from blowing away here. If I'm not sitting at this desk and I've got 2 things that are taped down to the desk, I've got a TV monitor and a laptop. With those sails up in the air, I think this table would definitely tip over if I wasn't sitting here hanging on to it. So here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. For the Wenatchee Applesox, due up in the 8th, it will be Cody Colden, Connor Kiefer, and Johnny Sage. Brett Gillis doing a nice job coming in and getting the final out of the top half of the inning with the bases loaded for Portland. 6-3 our score. As Colden will step up. Cody is 1 for 3 on the night. Got a base hit in the first, struck out in the second. Fielder's choice to the third baseman in the fourth, and walked and scored in the sixth. So the leadoff man aboard for Wenatchee several times in a row now. The pitch to the plate swung on and fouled back, and the count 0-1 on Colden. And I can hear the dugout below me oohing and awing at that as he got a nice swing on a pitch that he really wanted, but it fouls back, and the count 0-1 to Cody Colden. Post with the wind and delivery, and that's a curveball missing inside for ball 1. Post game, as we mentioned, we'll head down to the field here as long as all of our equipment will hold on here and talk to Coach Kyle Crustangel. And the 1-1 pitch on the way to the plate, swung on, popped up in the infield. The wind's going to make it interesting, and who's going to call for it? It'll be second baseman Austin Lively who will make the call for the outs. 1 out here in the 8th brings up first baseman, or make that now third baseman, Connor Kiefer. Kiefer 1 for 3 tonight, has a base hit, an RBI, and a run scored. Wenatchee fell behind with a run by Portland in the second, tied it up in the bottom of the second, took the lead 2-1 in the third, gave it back on a run in the fourth, as it was tied at that point 2-2. Wenatchee took the lead in the fifth, 3-2. Portland came back and tied it in the top of the sixth, 3-3. And then Wenatchee scored a 3 spot in the bottom of the sixth, and that's where we are right now, 6-3. This pitch high and inside for ball 2 to Connor Kiefer. Left fielder Johnny Sage waiting on deck for Wenatchee. 1 down, nobody aboard, top or bottom of the 8th inning. 2-0 count as Timothy Post works his 3rd inning of relief here for the Pickles. Again, high with a pitch, and it's now 3-0 on Kiefer. Windup and delivery on the way to Kiefer is taken all the way for a strike, and the count goes to 3-1. Daniel Naughton, the starter tonight for Portland, goes 4 1/3, allowed 3 runs on 4 hits with 5 strikeouts and 3 walks and 2 hit batsmen. Colin Suter, as this pitch is swung on and hit in the air to shallow left field. Tough play. This left fielder comes in, slides down, can't make the play. Nice attempt by Arndorfer out there, but it will be a 1-out base hit, bloop to left field for Kiefer. So his 2nd base hit of the night, and that'll bring up left fielder Johnny Sage. Colin Suter went an inning, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. He's on the hook to lose this one. Timothy Post now working his 3rd inning of relief as he came on with nobody out in the 6th and was able to get actually 1 out in the 6th and got the final 2 outs of that inning. We're in the 8th. 1 aboard, 1 out for Wenatchee, and Sage steps up. The pitch to him is a fastball taken for a strike, and the count 0-1 on Sage. We'll be back here again next Saturday as the Yakima Valley Pippins will be in town for 3 games, 3 very crucial games for the Applesox, including the next 2 here with Portland in town tomorrow and Monday. The delivery by Post is high and away. Ball got away from the catcher for a moment, but not far enough for Kiefer to move out there at first base. So the count even now to Sage at 1 ball and 1 strike. I see my wife Marion is now watching the stream on our Facebook page. Hello, honey. High fly ball to left field. Long run for the left fielder. Arndorfer out there able to make the play. So 2 outs for Wenatchee. That'll bring up center fielder Dalton Harum, who's looking for his first hit of the night. Dalton with a couple of strikeouts, a fly out, and he was hit by a pitch and scored back in the 2nd. Chilly night here at the ballpark. Temperatures drop to 73 degrees. And that wind makes it feel much cooler than that. And thankfully, for firefighters, humidity has jumped up a little bit. I mean, still 31% up at the airport right now. First pitch to Harum is high with a fastball for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Dalton Harum. So 5:35 start time tomorrow, 6:35 on Monday as they wrap up the series with Portland. They'll have a non-league game on Wednesday and then welcome Yakima Valley in next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Pitch here is a curve in for a strike, and the count even to Harum at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wenatchee will host Ridgefield to end the regular season here at home and then travel to Corvallis to wrap up the regular season with 3 games with the very, very good night team. This pitch swung on and fouled back, and the count now a ball and 2 strikes to Dalton Harum. So these next series, this one, Yakima Valley and Ridgefield, I mean, absolutely pertinent for Wenatchee to take all 3 series and put themselves in a position on the season schedule and the season record, if Victoria continues to win, to get into the postseason. Swing and a miss here by Harum. So Dalton has struck out 3 times tonight, and that'll do it for Wenatchee here in the 8th. So here we go. Hold on to your hats. 9th inning coming. 6-3 Wenatchee on top. You're watching Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
There we go to the ninth inning, and due up for the Portland Pickles. It will be their 3-4-5 hitters, Kyle Manzardo, Davis DeLorfus, and Chase Luttrell. And a pitch by Brett Gillis is low and bouncing away from the catcher for a ball. 1-0 the count to Kyle Manzardo, who is 0 for the night. Walked in the first, hit into a fielder's choice in the third, lined out to center in the fifth, and walked in his last plate appearance in the seventh. The 1-0 pitch by Brett Gillis out of the way to plate. Swung on a chop back over the mound right to the shortstop. A low ball, but nicely fielded there by Cody Darcy. And he'll fire across in time to Blake Klassen for the out. One out here in the ninth inning. Brings up the designated hitter, Davis DeLorfus.
His thoughts on tonight's game. Now batting, designated hitter, Davis DeLorfus.
DeLorfus is 0 for 3 tonight. Walked, struck out a couple of times, and flew out. And the first pitch misses outside for ball one. 1-0 the count. Again, after the ball game, we'll head down to the field side and talk with Coach Kyle Crustangel. We're working on our way towards 10 o'clock. And I know we've got Saving Rayana coming up at 10 o'clock. If you have not seen that 1 hour special, that's on the way at 10. So we'll see how much time we have here. A swing and a miss on a strike to DeLorfus, and the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking at whom we might want to speak to in our post-game show. One and one the count to DeLorfus, the DH here for Portland, and this one bounces in for a ball. 2-1 the count. The live score tonight online is a little bit behind in their pitcher graphic on the mound. They still have Cameron Summer out there pitching. Of course, this is Brett Gillis that's on the mound now pitching for the Applesox. As Gillis at the plate tonight went 0 for 3 on the night with a couple of strikeouts. I think we might try to talk to Johnny Sage. Get Johnny Sage here on the postgame show. 2-2 the count to DeLorfus. 1 out here in the inning in the top of the ninth. And again, boy, McPhillips, he's been doing well at blocking balls all over the place tonight behind home plate. 3-2 count now to DeLorfus. Portland just trying to get a rally here and extend this ball game, possibly. But they got to get base runners as they trail it by 3. 6-3 here in the top of the ninth inning. Pitch by Gillis, swung on and chopped over the mound. That's going to go into center field for a base hit. So there's still a heartbeat for the Pickles. And that'll bring up right fielder Chase Luttrell. Luttrell's 0 for 3. Flew out to left in the second. Hit into a fielder's choice in the third. Walked in the fifth and struck out looking in the seventh. 7 strikeouts on the night for Applesox pitchers. This pitch is in there for a strike, and the count 0-1 to Luttrell. Excuse me, I got to get Cameron Summers' final numbers in there. Summers came in, that was 4, 5, came in at the 7th. And Summer had 4 strikeouts, so that's 11 strikeouts tonight for Applesox pitchers. Strike 2 to Luttrell. Good pitch by Brett Gillis out there on the mound for the Applesox. 0-2 count with a runner at first, and one down here in the top of the ninth inning. Gillis just trying to close it out. This pitch swung on and hit off the end of the bat into the Applesox dugout. The count stays at 0-2. So Cameron Summer goes an inning and 2/3 in relief. One hit, no runs, and a swing and a miss. Goes Luttrell. 2 down here in the ninth. And that'll bring up third baseman Kyle Velasquez. At least he's the scheduled hitter, as Velasquez has struck out twice tonight, has scored twice, walked and got aboard on an error. 4 errors on the night for Wenatchee, but if they can overcome it with their 10 hits and 6 runs, that would be, you know, W's a W's a W. Delorfus at first base. Velasquez up there, struck out in his last plate appearance in the 8th. The first pitch to him here is a curveball missing low for ball 1 to Velasquez. Four strikeouts and 2 walks for Summer. This pitch hit slowly. Shortstop coming in, fields and throws, and it's in time. Cody Darcy records the final out of the game as the Applesox get the victory, improve to 22-21 on the season, 9-4 in the second half, and in line here to continue working towards that playoff spot. We'll talk to Johnny Sage, hopefully, as well as Kyle Crustangel on the postgame show, which comes your way next here on the NCW Life Channel.
Right now, big menu of delicious choices and
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Welcome back here on the postgame show on the NCW Life Channel as the Applesox knock off the Portland Pickles tonight by a final of 6-3. We've got the head coach, Kyle Crustangel, joining us. We'll talk to Kyle in just a moment. Let's talk to Johnny Sage. Had the big hit tonight to break the tie, Johnny. Talk about that a bit.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes, winning's just putting the ball in play, and fortunately, hit it in the right spot, scored a couple runs to help our team win.
Talk about this team, and you guys seem, at least on the outside, and you can tell me being on the inside, that there's a lot of chemistry here in this club.
Right, yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of long road trips, it feels like, and there's not a lot to do other than bond with your teammates, so this is one of the closest summer teams I've ever been a part of, and when you're winning, it makes it fun.
Good Portland team coming into town, but you guys, I mean, basically every night is a playoff game for you, isn't it?
Right, yeah, we're trying to win every night, trying to get into that postseason push and see what we can do.
It seems hitting is a little contagious for you guys. Is that the case?
Oh, yeah, I mean, once one guy gets a hit, the floodgates open, it's a lot of fun.
Talk about the confidence this team has. You guys have been playing some really good baseball here in this second half. It's going to depend on probably overall record to get you guys into the postseason. But what is the confidence level as you guys wind down this season?
I mean, it's pretty high. As much as you'd like to say, we're consistent through the ups and downs, baseball is a lot of momentum, and when you're winning games, you just want to keep the ball rolling, and that's what we're going to do.
Talk about playing left field on a night like this where that wind is howling and you don't know what that ball's going to do.
Right, yeah, you really just got to rely on your teammates. I got a good center fielder in Dalton and a good shortstop in Cody Darcy telling me what to do, so they help a lot.
Well, I've had a chance to be out there running some camera over the fence. It's amazing how much you guys talk to each other.
Right, yeah, I mean, that's just like you said, alludes to the chemistry of the team, We're a close bunch of guys and we like to talk and have a good time.
And add a little headwear for you as well.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Johnny, congratulations on the win. Great hit tonight, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Johnny Sage joining us here on the postgame show, and I'm talking with Kyle Crustangel. Well, it's about making the at-bats. And I got to go back, and I'm looking at the sheet here, and I'm going to have to try to remember. But it was mid-game. I think it was in that inning where we got the few runs there. But there was an at-bat there, and you're going to have to help me with who it was at the plate. But he fought off one pitch after another, after another, after another. Finally gets a base hit. And, I mean, that was, I think, microcosm of what you guys have been able to do on bouncing back.
Yeah, Hunter Montgomery. And he's done that, it seems like this entire last series against Walla Walla. He had the big one last night as well. They fought off a lot of pitches. He's a guy he's an aggressive hitter. But he's able to only have the hunt for his pitch. And if he's not getting his pitch, he's able to get deep in counts. A guy that does a good job with 2 strikes. Sometimes you see some of his swings on breaking balls and you assume he's going to get a bunch more in a row. But what makes him special is he self-adjusts. He's able to, in the at-bat, know he's out front, see kind of where the ball's coming out of. And the next time he gets it, he's able to kind of backspin it. But, yeah, great at-bat by him. Got deep and found a pitch and drove. It seems like the last 3 or 4 hits for him have been deep ABs, that he's gotten a pitch he looked foolish on early, but made his self-adjustments, and, all of a sudden ball's on the grass somewhere.
Let's talk. I know you don't like to see that crooked number in the air column up there. You guys overcome it, though, and as long as you guys can somehow figure that out, then, good things will happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's like early on in the season that would kind of snake bit us over and over, and we played really good defense here of late. And tonight, a couple weird plays. We had a non-first baseman at first for most of the game, as with Altenberger out, Klassen had to go play right, and little youth at that position that probably led to a couple errors that maybe weren't errors. But no, we got to be these types of games. We got to find a way to really field the baseball throughout the entire 9 innings. Against these teams, giving that extra out to get 4 for your pitcher usually leads to runs. So, got to make sure we get a 0 in that column for the rest of the series.
Let's talk about Brett Gillis and what a triple move you make there to get him in on the mound. How nice is it to have a multi-tool guy like that?
Yeah, I mean, Brett's special, a guy that can play great third base and be a great offensive player, but at the same time, he's absolutely nails on the mound. We got him hot about an inning and a half earlier. Tough thing for him is we have to find situations to get him hot in the pen when he's not batting. But I told Joel on air yesterday that in these types of games, it's playoff atmosphere. You're going to see a lot more movements and a lot more matchup baseball. We didn't like the back-to-back lefty matchups with Summer. Great arm, has struggled of late against left-hand batters. He got the one guy we should have been out of the inning, but with 2 more to go, we wanted to go to a guy that's been lights out against lefties, and that meant that we were moving the whole team around. But we liked the matchup we got, and we got the result we wanted. So I would say the fans are going to see a lot of that type of stuff down the stretch, as we got to get the right guys against the right matchups.
Well, Bellingham lost tonight. I don't know if you watch that or care. I know you care first about what happens here, but you get a little help from Port Angeles tonight.
Hey, it's great to hear. I wish you were here every night to let me know the results. I usually get up to the clubby and pull out the phone and check. So it's a big night for the Sox to take the win against a good kind of hot Portland team, but also have the bells drop again, as that's kind of our tough test down the stretch for who's going to win the overall records there. So good night for the Sox, and got to turn the page to tomorrow.
Well, best of luck here tomorrow. We'll be back here again next Saturday with Yakima in town. And, well, yeah, like you say, go Sox.
Yes, go Sox. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Kyle Crustangel joining us here on the postgame show. We'll take a quick break and wrap it up. We'll be right back with the final totals in this one as the Applesox win at 6-3. We're back right after this. Welcome back one more time here to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The Applesox get the opener here tonight against the Portland Pickles. 6-3 the final. They'll be back here again tomorrow at 5:35 as Johnny Sage, hitter of the night, goes 2 for 5 with a run and 2 RBIs. The big 2-run shot, the difference in this one as the Applesox get the victory to improve to 22-21 overall and get a little extra gap against Bellingham. Saving Ariana is coming up. We'll be back with more Applesox baseball next Saturday here as they take on the Yakima Valley Pippins. For everybody involved, thanks for watching and have a good night, everybody.
You've been watching a special presentation of Applesox baseball on the NCW Life Channel. Today's broadcast has been a service of these fine sponsors: the Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Auto Mocha, Biosports Physical Therapy, Color FX, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, One Way Construction, and The Windmill. Be sure to tune in for more Applesox baseball Saturday, August 3rd against the Yakima Valley Pippins. Thanks for watching this special presentation of the NCW Life Channel, your local TV station.